All right, hello YouTube. Look at that. That one started up really quick. Sometimes this show's slow, and then the other one boots really fast. So, yeah, welcome to episode number 176. I almost said that a little backwards there. Almost got a little dyslexic with my numbers here.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and hit the intro and get started.
The Dark Tower by Stephen King. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. Go then. There are other worlds than these. Death, but not for you, gunslinger. It's time we had our own Palaver, I think, and it's going to take a while.
And yet, dauntless, the slug horn to my lips I set, and blew. Child Roland, to the Dark Tower came.
We are content, one from many. Let the Palaver begin.
All right, hello and welcome to Dark Tower Palaver. This is our podcast covering Stephen King's magnum opus, the Dark Tower series, as well as the extended Stephen King universe, because everything serves the tower, right? That is the linchpin of all Stephen King, and even if there's no overt references, we know that it all falls.
It
somewhere
all
on the
serves
tower.
the beams.
Indeed. So yeah, welcome to episode roundtable number 176. We are here in June. So look at that, and chugging along for the year here.
Over halfway to 2050.
What?
We're over halfway to 2050.
Oh, I'm thinking about the date still. So
Yeah,
you're throwing it off and looking at the things.
Well,
here.
once you get halfway through 2026, you're over halfway to 2050.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think someone was saying a thing I saw online said it was June 4th, but I went and looked at the math, and it was like December is when halfway was, but I guess like halfway through the year officially is June, so
Yeah,
you reach June,
but you got to be
year
through the end of June though, right? To be midway through the year.
because there's 12 months.
Yeah. So
I don't know. The math wasn't mathing when I tried to figure it out, but that's the thing I saw. But yeah, we're closer to 2050 than we are to the year 2000.
Yeah, I saw something recently where we are further away from episode 1 than episode 1 was from episode 4.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah, that one was there's things like that now where it's like Greece was set in like the 50s, but it came out in the 70s.
Yeah, 70s. Yeah.
And then if that was the equivalent today, it would be like 2003. It's like,
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, indeed. Well, look at this. We're getting tangents here right from the beginning.
I mean, that's what we do.
So on the intro side, we do want to give you a spoiler warning. This is a roundtable, so spoilers are aplenty.
Did we introduce ourselves? I think we
did.
did.
I don't know.
He's Tad. I'm Peter.
Yes, that's true.
He's evil. I'm good.
Nah, I don't know
He
about
likes
that.
snakes. I don't.
I don't know about that. I mean, snakes are lovable creatures.
I mean, I like snakes. I just don't like Ermont. All right, that's like no.
You just don't like slimy snakes.
I don't like slimy snakes. And most snakes aren't slimy, so
You don't like snakes that are very, very, very
no,
friendly
we're
with
not.
witches.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Ermont did though. But yes, as we're talking there, spoiler warning: if you've not finished the 7 primary books of the Dark Tower series, this is probably not a safe episode. We have at least once during the course of this show spoiled the series before we got through the announcements.
Yes.
So this is definitely not a safe episode for you. You should probably stick with our book club episodes. With the book clubs, we stay where we're at or before. We don't really jump ahead except for a very small spoiler section at the very end. So stick over there if you're not done yet. And then on the podcast side, if you want to find us for podcasts, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, stream us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, or any podcasting service of your choice. If you want to subscribe, rate, and review us on those, we'd appreciate that. And if you want to join us over here at YouTube, We've spent I don't know, it's got to be close to half of our existence now on YouTube would be my guess.
I think we're over it. Didn't you do the numbers and figure out that we
no,
were
I think
more
there's
time on YouTube than not?
I don't remember that. I just remember at one point being like, "Oh yeah, we've been on YouTube for like, probably back," and it was like whatever number we were in, and I was like probably back around 120 whatever. But like we were down to the double digits when we actually made the flip over. So we've been on YouTube over here for a long time either way. So if you want to join us on the YouTube side, you could join us live every other week here. We stream live. We already have a few people in the chat doing some Ermont remembrances there in the chat. I do appreciate that, of course. If you want to be part of the the live chat, you can join us here live. This is pretty much the same time every other week. Do that over here at youtube.com/darktowerpalaver. If you want to, of course, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, do that in remembrance of Ermont, of course. And,
We started YouTube Roundtable 37.
Now that's wild.
So yeah, we've been on YouTube longer than we haven't.
But yeah, that's wild. I would have even after like I thought it was still in the triple digits, but I thought for sure it was like in the early or like in the 60s 70s, something like that. So no, that's a ways. What's the date? Did you see the date on the video?
It just says streamed 8 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's true. So
I don't know. Maybe if I click on it and go to like the actual thing, does it show like the actual date?
I think it does somewhere. And then of course, if you want to find the show notes, you can do that at darktowerpalaver.com. I'm not sure if we're really going to have any show notes for this episode though. We're just doing a list here.
Yeah.
And usually the lists fill up the episode pretty well. Also, I will give you a heads up too. I did look at the news just to kind of see if like there was anything like massive, because if there was anything big, we'd have to like cover that first and then dive into the list or whatever. But honestly, there was almost no news pretty much since the last episode. It's just kind of slow right
very
now.
often.
No, there's not a whole lot out there right now. So
found the date, June 17th, 2017. So very close.
that doesn't 2017.
Yeah.
Really? That doesn't seem right.
Dark Tower Palavers. We covered the TV spot, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and official tweets.
Huh. Interesting.
So,
and then if you want to support the show, you can do that at patreon.com/darktowerpalaver. With that, at every level of support, you get access to our Discord server, so you can chat with us 24/7. You also get access to our monthly hangouts. We just recorded one yesterday. It'll get posted about the same time as this episode for those Patreon supporters. This one we recorded yesterday was part 1 of It.
Mm-hmm.
So, reading It. We did a big double header last year for The Stand, doing it for It this year, and it sounds like we might be doing 11/22/63 next year.
A three-parter was the idea that Tad had, and I love the idea. Doing 2 for the novel and 1 for the miniseries. A rewatch of the miniseries is overdue for both of us. We haven't. I can't speak for you, but I haven't watched it since the first time I watched it.
I think I've rewatched it at least once. I know I've at least watched a couple scenes here and there. Like on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, and then of course on the Patreon, if you're at the highest level, you could co-host a show with us. So that's a lot of fun. And then if you want to contact the show, Peter can let you know the ways to do that.
The best way to reach us is email. It's show@darktowerpalaver.com. And then you can find us on our social medias. We got Threads and Instagram. It's Dark Tower Palaver, all one word, no spaces. And then our Blue Sky account is at darktowerpalaver.bsky.social. And then on Twitter, it's at darktowerpod. That's at darktowerpod. And facebook.com/darktowerpalavers, where you find us there on Facebook. And then check us out on TeePublic. It's where we have some merchandise. It's teepublic.com/users/darktowerpalaver. Get yourself a hashtag Tad is terrible sticker, t-shirt, pillow, fanny pack.
I need to get me a lies and deception button. That's
lies, deception,
because you do have a lot of lies and deception quite a bit here on your intro there.
How dare you, Detective Diaz?
I mean, that kind of works for it, I guess.
Kind of, but it doesn't really sell the fact of how much you're lying.
But at the same time, how I feel is
it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute detail.
I just realized I haven't watched that final season yet.
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. I started the second to last season with my wife, and we fell off so hard. We looked at each other partway through that first episode and just went,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I saw something. I think it was at like a bar or something. He grabbing some delicious food or something, and I looked up at the TV and it said like now streaming. And I'm like, oh Jesus! Like I don't know how. I guess I don't really watch a lot of Amazon streaming stuff, so I guess
Yeah.
there's not a lot of place for. And I don't watch almost anything that has ads, so that was like one of those rare instances I did. I'm like, oh god, I didn't realize it had even started.
Yeah.
Let alone the fact that it was like at least started streaming. So
I have a hard time pulling up Amazon and watching things with ads. I made the exception when the James Bond movies were on there. And of
Yeah.
course, like a month after I watched all of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, they go on at Netflix. I was just like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
yeah. But as we're jumping over here, before we dive into our lists, I do.
Emails. It's the emails. Tad's gonna read us what people wrote to us.
That's not getting deleted, right?
God damn it.
Everyone wants a round of applause. We get the email jingle.
And here, maybe you can, get that boo button ready though,
Uh-oh.
because
Hold on one second. Agamorphy, you said 2017 doesn't feel like 8 years ago. That's because it was 9 years ago.
because that's only 2 years into the show. I just didn't think.
Yeah.
I thought we were going longer than that before
Nope.
we ever worried about YouTube.
No,
stuff.
we did a couple live shows at the
yeah, because we did like the live year-end bash type stuff.
and we're
but
like,
it's
you know what? It's honestly not that hard to do that. Like, we should do this. And Cody even says, I remember the Switch. I may have been the one that suggested YouTube as a platform when the previous platform was cutting out and had issues when us fans tried to be involved. And it's like, yeah, I think we did it one time for a special year-end thing, and then we kind of looked at each other and we're like, that wasn't that bad. And then like a few months later, which would make sense, June is when we switched all the way.
Interesting. But here's the thing. I may have dropped the ball a smidge on this. These emails came in April. So here's the thing, though. I think it's someone listening through old episodes because it went to the old email. And, dude, the old email is, like, absolutely fucking full of just junk.
Is it?
And like, I can tell that, like, we must, like, fall somewhere decent on, like, some chart somewhere because I'm constantly getting fucking emails from, like, oh, I'm a publicist for this author. They want to publicize your book. Can they come on your show? But it's like, do you know what my show is? Like
Nothing,
like,
nothing to do with Stephen
No,
King.
nothing to do with Stephen King. Nothing to do with Dark Tower. But we're when I registered us on like Apple though, I registered like the overall like thing as literature because I'm like, what else would it be for Dark Tower? So, but it's just like I'm constantly, and then so always like all these. I'm sure there are just AI emails where it's like, oh, you need to like do short videos, like hire us and we'll do like create shorts out of your episodes to like whatever. And it's just like the whole fucking inbox is just full of that nonsense. So, so I've got actually two emails came a couple weeks apart from James. I guess I can change the slide here over to mailbag.
Woo!
And
I don't necessarily think that deserves a boo, Tad. I think that you're we're gonna forgive you for this one. I mean, it's understandable. It's the old email. It's full of junk to have to cipher through. So we'll let this one slide. But
I do.
It's what is it? What is it? The phrase in like courts when you're given a sentence, but it's like pending like circumstances, like you got to follow the rules of your parole, otherwise I'll revoke it, kind of thing. Because it depends on what the emails say. If they say something very important, then Ted, I mean, I got my shame button ready.
I like I said, it does seem to me with the way the emails read, I believe he's reading through, going through the episodes like binging through.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
again, which is why the email went to the old one because he probably hasn't even reached the point yet that we flipped to the new email address.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So James says, "Hi, Tad and Peter."
Hi.
Says, "I want to reintroduce myself since the last time I emailed you. It was in 11/25/19.
Jeez.
So, yeah, that was last decade for God's sake.
It was.
That
was pre-pandemic. I didn't know the word COVID back then.
Yeah. I mean, it was starting to bubble in China and like I think around like late November, early December.
Yeah.
So like if you're like a news hound, you would have like heard that there was like potentially some sort of
Right.
outbreak. And
I did not.
yeah. But yeah, I know it became a lot bigger in December, and that's when
Yeah.
it was starting to be like, oh my God, is there something up here? And then it was like January, February before the first case hit the United States. Yeah. Wild
and then
stuff.
and then that Super Bowl parade.
Damn that Super Bowl parade.
Yeah, he says, my name is James, and in my initial email, I mentioned my favorite character was Eddie, and my favorite novel from King was co-authored with Peter Straub was The Talisman. Part of the reason the book appealed to me was how close it was to the Dark Tower series, especially with the follow-up Black House. I always had the feeling that Jack Sawyer and Jake were or are twinners. Which yes, I think later in this email or whatever he mentions the fact that we brought that up again because I feel like we've talked about that a lot over the years that those two do feel quite a bit like twinners.
Oh, yeah.
Now would you say the biggest twinner? Because like, is it like do you ever feel like I do with Flag where it's like if you get like a little 11, 12-year-old boy you kind of just almost assume Jake to an extent where it's just like you start to wait for like similarities to Jake.
No, because
where it's like for every like what you would call villain, I always just assume they're Flag until I'm proven otherwise.
I mean, the thing is that twinners means a pair, so it's not like there's like 18 different Jakes out there, right? Like there's a different Jake for every level of the tower. But I always took the twinners was like more closer than that. Because like Eddie and Cuthbert are twinners.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not Eddie in a different level of the tower kind of thing. So Jake and Jack being twinners is different than other 11-year-olds. Those two are twinners, not, and then that Jake is twinner with Bob from this level of the tower, that kind of thing. That's how I've always taken it. So I've never thought that except with Randall Flagg, because it's not twinners with him. It's that bastard has a million faces and can be anyone.
I still hope that Flanagan just uses different actors.
It would be awesome.
He just keeps popping up as different actors. That would just
across
be
everything.
I think the readers would get that, but I think the television audience might not.
I think that if they
that.
explained it properly, like the very first time they're talking about him is like he's a shapeshifter. He has a million faces. You never know who he's going to be. That would add to the creepiness of him because it's just like,
you never know
this guy's looking at me while we're walking down this town, in Wolves of the Kala. We're walking into the Kala Brent Sturgis and this guy's eyeballing me. Is that Flag or does he just not like me? Like there's an added element there of never knowing, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why like Secret Invasion worked so well. Is it one of the scrolls?
No, you mean the comic book?
The comic book, of course. Why? There hasn't been an adaptation.
You'd be the first person ever to say the show worked.
There hasn't ever been an adaptation of the Secret Invasion.
Even like the mom of the creator of that show probably went, that didn't work.
That was I didn't make those.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not putting that on the fridge.
No.
Goes in the trash.
And not hidden either. Like
no.
Like if you're a parent and you're smart, you hide it underneath, like the coffee grounds and like leftovers and stuff like that where kids are never going to go.
What you got to do is you got to throw it in the garbage in front of the kid and then dump coffee grounds on it and go, that's what it's worth.
That's what it's worth. God, Dad.
He says,
Thank God you don't have children.
A few little tiny tads would be.
That's terrifying.
Quite an interesting prospect, right?
No.
So I'm looking forward to the third Talisman book coming out this October with the title "There Are Other Worlds Than These."
Yeah.
Which is which really makes my thought process not far off. Which 100%. Like, yeah, if you were already kind of connecting those two, yeah, I think over the last year or so, we've pretty much been confirmed that yeah,
it's Talisman 3.
I mean, and
the Dark Tower book.
Well, and then the territories in Midworld are pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely pretty much been confirmed. I mean, mostly like on Twitter and stuff, but yeah, it's pretty much been confirmed. Those are the same thing, and we now know that this is our final Dark Tower book.
Yeah.
So, one thing, just to pause on the email for a second though. One thing that hit me though, because like King's always said, like the Tower always calls to him. Kind of makes me wonder, like, what else do we have on the horizon? Is King starting to wrap it up a little bit?
Yeah.
When it comes to writing? Because, like, for him to say this is the final Dark Tower book, it's just kind of an interesting thing. Like, I think we've all always thought that, he'll probably write till the day he dies, maybe beyond that. Yeah. But there's just part of me that wonders, like, I don't know. I'm going to be more. I'm going to be more watchful of what announcements we've got or what interviews he does that he mentions like works in progress and stuff, because I mean nobody would befault him a retirement if he wanted it. So
just as long as he doesn't retire to Florida.
I mean, I think he lives in Florida most of the time now anyway,
but not on one of those islands. Bad things seem to happen on those islands. His stories say so.
Yeah, I mean he could retire to Colorado
part of the year. The other party goes back to Maine.
Yeah. So he says, I started off listening to your podcast for a while, then I randomly just stopped, only to pick it up again in 2024. I said, in parentheses, yes, shame on me for forgetting the face of my father. To get through the end of 2020, I am on Palaver 97. And the third book, having just begun in the book club episodes.
That dates it right there.
That does, because I was about to say, what are we on 176? So it's like, yeah, that's a ways back, but yeah, the very beginning of the third book,
The Wastelands.
So
yeah.
that is a while back. I'm trying to catch up and listen to all the episodes because you guys are fantastic together with your. So I guess that's where I was getting at, is the sense of like he's binging through for catching up. So yeah, he probably hasn't likely got to the point that we switched emails. So it's not that he's binging through for the first time. He did start listening a while back and emailed back in 2019. He says, I'm trying to catch up and listen to all the episodes because you guys are fantastic together with your love of the Dark Tower series and all things King. I work seasonally at a park. It allows me to listen and catch up. Does it have a train by chance? Park,
Yeah.
Now, we got the one in Topeka, but we also have the one in Dr. Sleep too, with the little tiny train.
Yeah,
That park. So King and Park trains. I don't know what that is there. It's happened at least twice now.
Which isn't a lot. But it's weird that it happened twice.
Indeed. He says, I'm hoping to be caught up with all the remaining 5 years by the end of this October, if not by January of 2027. And he says, yes, that would mean being caught up on all 6 years of the podcast. Which, again, so he's still catching up if he's projecting for October to January to be fully caught up.
6 years.
Not to mention it's a rolling target too. We're not slowing down here. He says,
Wait, we're still putting out episodes? What? Wait, where'd this light come from?
Yeah. I also listen to them now on walks as well to help me catch up. This would be no small feat, but with the relationship you guys have and such great tangents you guys have, the process is a blast. Is more important than the journey's end. Well, I would definitely appreciate that.
I'm so glad to hear that people like our tangents, because there's times where I'm like, shit, I sidetracked the show again. I'm bad.
Yeah, you are. Shame on you.
No,
Shame.
nope. They like the tangents, Tad. They say so.
It says, one short story, I hope. I think you guys will enjoy to further the journey isn't important in completing the Wheel of Ka. I had stopped in book 4 about 10 or so pages before it took off. Book 4 is not my favorite as I went through the first time, obviously because I put it down. I went to visit friends I knew that I met while I lived in Portland, Maine. I was at a bar called Bull Fernie's, which was once called the Seamen's Club. That was a bar tavern I worked at when I lived there. And the Seamen's Club is mentioning King's Dreamcatchers, if you remember. Have you read Dreamcatchers?
I have.
Okay.
Dreamcatcher, right?
Or Dreamcatcher, yeah.
There's no, yeah.
Yeah.
I've also seen the film.
I haven't either. I haven't actually read or seen it. The only seat I could get was next to a guy reading a book at the bar. Of course, being a reader and in King country, I leaned over to see what he's reading, to see he was reading a King book. So I opened the conversation by asking what book he was reading. He mentioned it was book 7 of the Dark Tower series. That started a long conversation, which I won't recount here, except to say that he informed me of a lot of what happens in the rest of book 4, 5, and 6, and 7 as an arc of the rest of the series in those last books. Instead of the topics in some of those last 3.5 books being spoilers and turning me off of reading them, it actually got me to buy the last 3 books and read books 4 through 7 in the course of 8 or 10 weeks. So that's an interesting way to go about it, to be spoiled on it or whatever. But we've talked about it before on here. Honestly, I don't think spoilers are that big a deal for King, because I don't think King really cares, and I don't think he writes that way. So.
Nope.
Needless to say, at first I was pissed and almost threw book 7 across the living room into the wall because of the circle, Wheel of Ka. And I wonder which part of the book makes you want to throw it there. I mean, well,
he's talking about the ending.
Well, he did say that Eddie was also his favorite character.
That's
so,
true. Well, he says the circle, finding out that it's a loop. So
yeah,
I think that's what he's talking
there's
about.
a lot of reasons to throw that book.
No.
Oi, Flag.
No,
Jake.
Flag was a great moment.
No.
One of the greatest moments in the Dark
No,
Tower.
I fell to my knees and dropped the book on the ground and cursed up into the sky.
As it started to rain when there was no clouds.
Yeah,
and
in the
everything-
house.
In the house, you know.
Yes. But soon after, I realized there could be no other way.
Did you yell Con? Con!
Mordred.
Yeah.
Killing our most beloved character.
No, he is not. He is not the most beloved character. He didn't even make the final. Did he even make the bracket?
The vote.
No, he did not.
The vote was rigged.
Rigged my foot.
And with that being said / written, I look forward to catching up and enjoying the Palaver and the book clubs. Keep up the great works. Keep up the great work. Long days and pleasant nights. And then he does follow up a couple weeks later. Heil, Tad, and Peter. Heil. He says, I pray you both are doing well. I recently heard Roundtable 103 with Alan and Hooper within the last week, and I'm glad that some other folks see Jack and Jake as twinners. So again, it looks like the timing on that worked out pretty well, where he sends an email mentioning it, and then we mention it on a show where he happened to listen to a show very shortly after that we actually talk about the same thing. It feels good to make progress in the Dark Tower Palaver Marathon that I have in session. Going through episode 104 regarding the CBS version of The Stand. What a horrible thing that was.
It was terrible.
It has been a long time since I saw it. It was enjoyable for what it was, but I would not rave about it to anyone. Skarsgård was great as Randall Flagg, and that I would agree with. Speaking of Flagg, have either of you read King's The Dark Man, which is which is illustrated with great artistry? You may have touched upon this maybe in previous episodes for you, but still yet to come for me. All of the elements of Flagg are there in his inception in this book. That's it for now. Long days and pleasant nights. I actually haven't read that. Is that
You've read that?
No.
Yeah, The Dark Man? The Dark Half?
That's a different thing. The Dark Man is one of the earliest things King ever wrote. It's the thing that created Flagg back in like college, I think.
That's not the Thad Beaumont one.
No, that's The Dark Half.
I'm mixing those two up.
Yeah,
Okay,
not the
okay.
Dark Man.
Dark Man.
So,
okay.
No, I do still need to get around to that for sure, because yeah, that is definitely the big bang for good old Randall Flagg. And yes, I've heard some elements about it, but I've never actually read it myself. So I need to read that at some point. So, yeah, it's like definitely kind of a poem. So, Agamor, but keep your expectations low for the Dreamcatcher movie.
Yes.
I remember my parents going to see it when it first came out, like they saw it in theaters. And I remember my dad hated it, but my mom enjoyed it a little bit because she had read the book. So I might have to break my normal routine on that and actually read it and then watch it. I usually go the other way, but I don't know, just that anecdote from whatever 20 something years ago that came out. I don't know. What would you say?
Watch it, then read it.
Okay.
Because it makes more sense to read it after the fact.
Oh,
like your usual way of enjoying it.
You think that works better?
I think it would be fine.
Okay.
The thing is with Tad is that I don't think that he's one of those people that's like, oh, the movie was terrible, I'm not reading this book.
Oh no.
No, exactly.
No.
That's why watch the movie. I think it's the lesser of the two. Then read the book and enjoy it more.
Yeah. So that's the mailbag, and it's I feel like ever since we did start going to the live YouTube stuff, though, I do feel like we just generally have less emails. That's just kind of the nature of the beast, I think, because people are now able to talk and engage here versus like whereas in the old days they would have had to send an email where we said something they disagreed with or agreed with, and that would have then become an email. So it has certainly changed a little bit, but
that's for the people who can join us live.
They can join us. Yeah,
can't join us live. Feel free to still email us.
Yeah, indeed.
Even if it's just to say, Tad, you're wrong. Flagg's a bad guy.
Or Peter. Ermont is a glorious and lovable character.
No. I did notice Baraki said that he did the little snake thing and he did RAP. And I do agree with him. Ermont is resting in pieces.
Too soon. Way too soon. All right, so let's go ahead and go on over to the main topic here, where we are, where we're talking about. I guess main topic's really the nomenclature for the other show, but the main thing.
He says, "Wow, man."
Yeah, that's a dick move there. That's.
I mean, I'm not wrong. He does rest in multiple pieces.
Too soon. He's such
as he should.
He's such a lovable, warm
little reptilian.
Little warm reptile. At least sometimes he's warm.
Well, he's not warm anymore. He's
just depends on what crevice he's in.
A little cold. That's what happens when you die. You lose all the heat.
All right. So so on the Palaver section side, we are going through and doing our top 10 King short stories. But
Yeah.
the big caveat here is no novellas, because I do
Difference
think
between
that
short stories and novellas. Novellas might be its own list.
yeah, and I'm actually glad we're doing this, because honestly, the novellas, I feel like a lot of the ones you think about that, like, if you immediately just say non-King novels, give me all the short stuff, give me your
Rita
top 10.
Hayworth and the
I feel
Shawshank
like so
Redemption,
many.
The Mist, Gingerbread Girl. All of these ones are
I honestly,
novellas.
yeah, I honest to God believe that most of what you'd actually put on that list would end up being novellas.
If It Bleeds would be on
Danny
there.
Coughlin's Bad Dream,
It was a movie last year. You love it.
Life of Chuck.
Life of Chuck.
Yeah.
Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream is one that would definitely be on my top 5.
Yeah, but they're all novellas, so it's just
Yeah.
like, this is kind of fun, and then it's interesting because, like, this article came up on the last roundtable, and it was funny because you had just read another collection recently, so
did.
you brought that up a little bit, the idea and stuff. So yeah, it's something I've thought about, because I kind of like, I mean, I will say short story collections are hit or miss with me, because like, I think the problem is that the stories vary so much in style and tone and tenor. Like, your mood might be there for some but not for others, so I just feel like it's not as enjoyable as just grabbing a single book and going. But like, it is, sometimes you hit stories though that are just like, holy shit, I fucking love this type thing. So we'll go through our normal way here, where we'll do top 10. We have one person that emailed in, and then we'll just count our way through. But if one of us has one lower that's higher on someone's list, we'll reveal it at the same time.
Yep.
And then talk about it together type thing.
Yeah.
And then with it, I think just overall, let's just kind of talk about what we appreciate about the story. Maybe if it hasn't been adapted, would you want it to be adapted? Because like, the one thing that really stuck with me is, I don't remember what filmmaker it even was, or maybe it was even just like a critic or something. But someone said basically said that like most of King's best adaptations actually come from short stories, because like, I just feel like the root of what the King short stories are is usually just perfect for a movie. And I mean, I think they included novellas in that sense of like, his short works tend to make the best adaptations.
Yeah.
And so like, I always think, I've thought about that ever since I heard that, because it's just a matter of like, like some of these, I'll tell you, for some of the ones I have, like, there are ones where I'm just like, I would love to see this on fucking screen, and this feels like it'd be a perfect 90-minute fucking movie type thing.
Well, that's the thing, is like, when you look at a lot of King's novels, there's just too much in there to make a
like, there's
90 minutes to 2
they're
hour
mini
movie.
series.
Yeah.
They're mini series type things. Like, I feel like for most of his novels, because there's just so much going on that it's like The Stand, or the Stand.
You even take one like The Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Right? If you took that book, and I know we've both read it, and we're both huge fans of it too,
And gave it justice.
it would be a 7-part miniseries.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're going to have pre-accident,
yeah,
accident happening in the end of episode 1, coma, waking up from the coma in episode 2, the first thing where he saves someone, and then there's the fire and everything. There's the
serial killer,
part, and then there's the political and assassination attempt.
Yeah. The
like, all of that into a 90-minute movie.
No, I mean, and they did it, and that is
but
a beloved movie. But it's like,
but did it do it justice?
No, how they cut so much of it out, and it really just felt like you were
Right.
just skipping a stone over the top of a swimming pool rather than going through it. And I think that, like, so that's always kind of stuck with me, and I feel like that is a really, really good read. Like I said, I wish I could remember who actually said that, because it really has changed the way I view adaptations, because it is just like, and I mean, I think over the years since I read that quote, I think you've probably seen me kind of mention a lot of times, I think a lot of the things should be miniseries. And like, even for instance, The Shining, which is not that long a book overall, but it's like the content to The Shining though, like that could easily be like an 8-part series.
Oh yeah.
Like, just with everything you're doing with the exploration of the history, the past, and if you really want to show like the isolation and the time passing and stuff, like that stuff that you're not, even the original series didn't do very good justice to that. Like, but if you really stretch that out and did like a modern take on it, and like, you're gonna dip out every so often and show me some flashback stuff, but it's like, really have it feel like, oh my god, we are fucking in this goddamn hotel for months and months and months type thing.
I think that's where The Outsider perfectly showed that if given the right room to breathe, the miniseries is the way to take Stephen King's really good novels.
Yeah.
You have The Outsider, and then you have 11/22/63 are prime examples of that.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Now, it was one where I feel like it could have been a show, but I feel like it almost is begging to be a movie
Yeah.
because it was a show before.
It was
a
yeah.
miniseries
I
before.
feel like it felt like the right choice to go the route they did with like the Muschietti stuff because
Yeah.
the original series existed. But it's like, you know, in 30 years if they adapt it again, I feel like it probably behooves them to make it an actual show.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that could be a 10-parter type, you know, because
Oh, yeah.
how much of the book is left on the cutting room floor?
Oh, so
you know,
much.
like exactly. So, yeah, that's just kind of the preamble I wanted to kind of touch on here. So, before I even pull the chart up, though, I guess we can go over our honorable mentions.
I had 2 of them.
So did I.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Both of mine have kitty cats in them.
Yeah. So mine, it's funny because like, yeah, there was I want to say I went to Stephen King's website, but his is not good. Because
No.
his just said shorts and novellas, they're all there. Because I was like looking through his list and stuff and like verifying, like, okay, short,
Mhm.
okay, short, okay, short. But then like I was scrolling and it said everything is eventual short. I'm like, I'm like, that was a novella. And then I was like, let me just check. Danny Coughlin, yep, that showed there as a short. I'm like, nope, King, your website is absolutely right. But I think it was like short work. And it's like, okay, so if you're talking novel and short work, sure. But
Yeah.
like I need to differentiate between a short and a novella, and like, my general rule of thumb, I know it's like page count, word count, whatever the fuck, but for me, my general thought process is if it has chapters, it's a novella, right? Because
Yeah.
like you get those ones in all of his collections where it's just like you spend more time with it, right? If you're going on Audible and it shows you how much time is in that one, you know, you got like the 30-minute, the 20-minute, the 40-minute, whatever. Then you get one that's 3.5 hours long. It's like that's a novella. Like that's, you know, and that's gonna have multiple chapters and stuff. So what do you got for your 2 honorable mentions?
So like I said, both of mine have kitty cats in them. One is the cat from hell.
Okay.
I forgot to write down where these are from.
I have that. 1 second.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes, it is
I-
Just After Sunset,
Which is the one that I just read.
2008.
Yeah.
So, what's it about? I don't know if I've read, or if I have, I don't remember the
Yeah.
story. So what's
So a hitman is hired to kill a cat.
okay?
And-
Seems logical.
And the hitman's like, "What the fuck? Like, are you serious?
That does
Like,
actually sound familiar. Maybe I have read that.
you want me to kill a cat?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, he's murdered like 7 people of my family." Or
Yeah, I think
something like
I'm
that.
pretty sure that's one of the collections
Yeah.
I've read then, because yeah, that is very, very familiar. So,
Apparently, the employer's company had killed and tortured thousands of cats to do their makeup or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Pharmaceuticals, maybe. You know, something like that where it's like animal testing, but they were using cats.
yeah,
So this cat, they've had it killed like 3 times or tried to have it killed, and every person that has tried has ended up dead. So they hire a hitman to do it, and it does not go as planned. Let me just put it that way. There's a reason it's called The Cat from Hell.
yeah. No, that does sound familiar. So that must have been one of the. There's a few of those like 2000s and 90s collections. There's like, I know I've read one, and there's
Yeah.
a few I haven't. And I always forget which is which because I feel like all the titles are kind of like.
Just
It
after
isn't- it
sunset,
isn't like-
Nightmares and Dreamscapes,
Yeah,
Night Shift.
It isn't Skeleton Crew and Night Shift.
Yeah.
It's like they're just a little bit more like wordy or whatever. Also, let me caveat this before we've already dabbled a little bit with the honorable mentions. Let's also mention right off the bat here that neither of us have read. Oh well,
All of them.
yeah, we have neither of us have read all of them, and neither of us have read. I'm actually a little bit into Night Shift, the original collection, but you have not, because the big thing there is there's no audiobook for that.
There is
so
no
that-
audiobook for it, so I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that.
So I bought it on Kindle, and I've started it, but I haven't got super deep into it. So I have no entries from that, because I don't even know if I'm that. I think I've got less than 10% the way through that book. So I don't remember how. It's not much though. So I have nothing from that. So I do think that people might be listening, might be like, "What the hell?" There's a lot of like big things missing here. But a big part of that is that neither of us have read everything short story collection.
Right.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. Let me go back to my list here. And then what else do you got?
The other one I have is Here There Be Tigers.
Okay. That one may or may not be on my list.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's just wait for your thing when it comes up for you. That we'll talk about it there.
Okay. So for me, I have let me pull up my list here. I've got Nona from Skeleton Crew. Young drifter falls falls in with a beautiful magnetic woman named Nona, follows her on a bloody cross country killing spree. We never really get resolution on if Nona's real or not.
Yeah.
Like it just like some of these like definitely you kind of see my movie view, like my movie love reflected in these, because like this feels like a kind of movie I would love to see. Is just like almost like a slasher, but there's like this weird psychological element of like,
Yeah.
you know, is this lady real or not? And then yeah, it's I don't know, I really enjoyed this one a lot. So that one, and then I did get one from You Like It Darker, The Turbulence Expert. That one really
I don't remember that.
really grabbed me. So a man spends his career with an inexplicable gift of calming severe airplane turbulence, and like remember they have this whole like agency, and they literally just like project what planes are gonna have issues and might even blow up.
Oh yeah.
And they have to go on there, and they have like some sort of psychic ability or
Yeah.
something that like causes it to like calm, and like I don't know, there's just like a
I
world
remember that now.
there's
yeah.
like a world building aspect to that one that was just like, dude, that's fucking cool.
And it's like a secret agency too, because it's like government, isn't it? It's like, hey, we need you to do this one. Are you up for it? And that kind of thing. Like it's like private contractor kind of thing.
yeah.
And
So
they pay them really fucking well.
yeah,
with the other thing.
they're paid incredibly well and stuff, but it's like it's really taxing on them because whatever they're outputting is hard, but also the fact they're literally getting on planes that are doomed. Like they're
Yeah.
getting on planes that would have otherwise be destroyed. It's like
Right.
so the stress of that, and like and then like I think they're like pulling in the stress of the people too, so it's just like it's very very taxing on them and stuff. So yeah, in the chat Baraki said based on a true story. Is that about Nona,
No, I think it was he put that in when it was the cat from hell.
the cat from hell?
Yeah.
You have to clarify. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention enough attention to the chat there. So
That's when I saw it. So
okay, so maybe it was that hiring a hitman for a cat. I
That's
mean,
interesting.
honestly, with some lesser educated people that are in the organized crime realm, it wouldn't surprise me.
They become superstitious. Stupid superstitious.
Yeah, he says
bastard.
it was a joke. All cats
Oh,
all
God.
cats are evil though.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I don't think any of us disagree that cats are evil. That's why I love them.
Cats aren't evil. They're just pricks.
No, they're evil.
No.
Yeah.
Lovable creatures.
No, they're little monsters. Which is what I absolutely adore about them. I'm not saying this critically. I say this very very glowingly. All right, so I'll jump over to the slides here to our actual chart here as we're going through. And then so we'll just go ahead and start with you. And what I'm going to do, so John in Buffalo sent one in, and he didn't really give any notes or anything, but he did send his list in.
Cool.
So what I'll do is I'll just put his up at the same time as yours. I'll cover what he said, and then I'll let you go on yours.
Okay.
So I will say that he has read Night Shift. In fact, his first one here is I'll go ahead and move it on over here on the slide. So his first one is Sometimes They Come Back. From
Okay.
Night Shift, 1978. And this one, I got a synopsis, Night Shift, 1978. The teacher accepts a position at his hometown high school and finds the juvenile delinquents who murdered his brother 20 years ago are showing up in his classroom. Young as ever and not finished with him. So they're like greasers that they
Yeah.
murder his brother when he's like 10 or 8, or I think he's 8 and his brother's 12. I read a synopsis on it, and like
Mhm.
yeah, and then like they murder his brother, he like grows up or whatever, and then like kids start disappearing in his class and they're replaced by the exact same greasers that killed his brother. So I mean, again, that's just like classic 1978. That feels like vintage King to me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Baraki says, I loved Quitters, Inc.
Yeah, that one may be coming up on the list as well.
Okay.
So tell us about yours though.
My number
What you got
10
for number 10?
My number 10 is from Just After Sunset, I think.
Just
yeah,
After
Just After
Sunset,
Sunset.
2008.
It's Rest Stop. It's a story of mild-mannered Professor John, who also writes crime novels under a pseudonym, which, Stephen King. I wonder if that's a little on the nose there a little
Yeah.
bit,
Wait, a King writer in a King novel?
What?
That's weird.
That never happens. But he
Does-
stops
does
at a
he wear,
rest stop.
Does he wear engineer boots and blue chambray work
Blue
shirts?
chambray work shirts. Yeah, I think so. Drives a Plymouth Fury.
And what does he call the lights? Like there's like a weird name he uses for like like what do you call I'm blank on the term, like the real, like what we would call it, like work lights, like lights you'd see in a
Fluorescent lights?
like fluorescence. Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
weird like fucking name he
Oh,
calls
does he?
those. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But there's like those, yeah, just riffing on some of the things there, but yeah.
Yeah. But so he has to go to the bathroom, and he stops at a rest stop coming back from someplace. It's a little bit long trip, so he stops at a rest stop, and he hears a man beating his woman. I cannot remember if it's girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
But then I also think that she's pregnant. And so he has like this moral dilemma because he writes like crime novels, like tough guy crime novels.
Oh, yeah.
And so he has to like this moral dilemma. Do I get involved? Do I not? And it's kind of interesting to see like a moral question like that for King, where there is like absolutely no supernatural elements and everything like that.
Yeah,
So-
and Just How Sunset's the one that I have read, because again, this one sounds familiar too. So
Yeah.
I pulled up the extended content count to verify. Yeah, because I'm like, that's way too familiar. Because I remember that, because like he's like balancing the idea of like, you know, he's this kind of nerdy writer versus
yeah, he's
the
a
characters
he's
he
literally
writes.
a professor, and he's like, do I really have the guts to get involved with this, or do I just get in the car, drive away?
or
and
call the
obviously-
police, but it's like not
Obviously,
that's
this
gonna
is
matter.
before like cell phones and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I'd have to go down the road and find a phone
Yeah,
to be able to report this. And by the time I do that, is she going to be okay? Are they even going to still be here and everything like that? So
yeah,
that's the dilemma there in the story, and it's just I like it because it's a little bit different than normal King,
yeah.
which is really nice sometimes to get those ones, which is one of the reasons why I loved Mr. Mercedes so much.
Yeah,
The first Mr. Mercedes.
I think that's
was
why I like some of the shorts too, because I do feel like sometimes you get different tastes of King that you're not, that like, you know, but again, I hate saying that because it kind of goes into the realm of those people that pigeonhole King. 'Cause it's like King is not like a one type of writer. Like
No,
he's got
he's
a vast,
not,
he's
and
got a
that's-
vast array of
yeah.
things. But it's like I feel like in some of the shorts, though, things bubble through, or it's just like I've not really seen that
Well, it's
much out of King.
the thing I love about it is that it is relatable to me, because it's something that has always like crossed my mind, is like, what would I really do in situations like that? There's always those questions like, if I'm put in that situation, what do I do? What happens? You know, that kind of thing. So it's like, it's really interesting to see King put one of his characters in that situation and then write about it. So that's the reason why Rest Stop made my list.
Yeah. So would you want to see this adapted at all, or is this just you just love the story for this? Because I kind of want to like broach that with each
Sure.
of the things, or like, you know, or if we get any that have been adapted before, would you want to see it readapted?
I think this one would actually make a pretty compelling a little story. The only thing is that I think it would need a little bit added on to it, because you can't just have just the rest stop confrontation because of how it turns out. And I don't know how much spoilers we want to do necessarily.
We could do I think we could do spoilers.
So he does decide to get involved, and he beats the shit out of the guy with a tire iron
that's
and everything.
Right, yeah.
And he like threatens him and is like, hey, you know, like, fuck you. And he has the I cannot remember if it's girlfriend or wife. He has the lady get the keys, get in the car, and get the fuck out of there. But the thing that it irritates me, because it is true, and I feel for them. I really do in domestic violence situations. But she like comes to his aid. Her abuser,
Yeah.
she like comes to his aid. It's like, hey, don't hurt him, and it's like,
Yeah, that's what I was about to.
he's like almost killing you and your baby. Like
Yeah,
get help, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But there's like I think you could very easily add this to I think this would be a really good kind of like Gran Torino kind of situation, where if you make the professor a little bit older,
yeah,
and then you make it so that the guy tracks him down, and they have one more confrontation later. Like you have the build up to him being like not like a complete wuss, not a sissy, but he's an academic, he's a scholar kind of guy,
yeah,
and you build up that, but he writes these types of novels with a tarred, huff-nosed detective, dirty, hairy kind of guy and everything. And then there's the confrontation, which is like the big thing. And then you have the other guy, you see it from the other guy's side, where it's like, well, I got to write this wrong and I got to find this guy. And then that guy, the professor, has to live kind of paranoid for a little bit, like, is he gonna find me?
you could almost turn that into like a thriller.
Yeah.
Where, you know, like the
Yeah.
the guy, like, you know, like what is it, like promises vengeance type
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like,
Something. Well, I think of Gran Torino because there's like the gang and everything like that. That's like, we'll be back, you know, kind of thing. And it's like, I'll find you. And it's like, the woman leaves, and he's like, do I just kill him? Like, is that what I should do? Have like that struggle? And I think it'd be really good with the right actors. I think of someone like, maybe like Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
who used to be able to hold his own, but now doesn't, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's fresh on my mind because I watched Indiana Jones today.
Well, you mentioned Gran Torino. I did just see a post very recently that, like, because Clint Eastwood's now 94, 95. Like, he's up there.
Yeah.
And I think one of his kids posted a picture of him and said he's now officially retired. Like, he's not
Is he
filmmaking
really?
anymore.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. So
Tangent,
someone I could see someone like that, someone a little bit older but he gets the surprise on the guy and drops him with a tire iron. So there's like that, but then it's like, okay, well, what about the confrontation later? And maybe you get with King and be like, what would the resolution be? Because in the story, if I remember right, he never sees him again. That's just
it's just a one and done type thing. But
he does his thing, and
I
moves on.
would spin it into a psychological thing though, where it's like, yeah, the dude isn't in jail for more than like a few weeks, and it's like, yeah, now this dude's coming after you. Like, maybe he sees your license plate or something.
He posts bail,
Yeah.
and then you see him start driving past his house, and he's sitting out there in his car smoking a cigarette. And even make it like a period piece, make it like the 80s, kind of thing.
You know who I picture? I mean, not particularly actor, but imagine adult Eddie Kasprick from It.
Oh yeah,
like someone that's like super neurotic, super like paranoid, like what, like like someone that would drive even more nuts of like that danger potentially, right? Like more so than maybe even like having an older badass. For me, I'd like say like, yeah, have someone, and like maybe I'm like somewhat riffing on this from like Breaking Bad, but it's like, Walt, when he has that moment in that first couple episodes, or the first episode, the kids making fun of his son. It's like he's just this fucking weak high school teacher,
he can't do anything.
But he does get the better of those kids in that store and stuff, and it's like, but what is that happens now if you got potentially a hardened criminal, and maybe after the arrest and stuff, you end up finding out he's got a guy that's got a rap sheet a mile fucking long, and he's actually like, in and out of prison most of his life,
has been suspected of murders, but they could never actually try him for it and stuff like that. Like I saw a scene the other day from Tulsa King where Sylvester Stallone plays a mobster who moves to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the president of the HOA doesn't realize it, and he keeps writing him citations for like, hey, your trash can lids can't close. That's a $150 fine.
Yeah.
That shit like that. And then he sees on the news like, mob boss has moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, beat the rap today. And it's just like, I've been writing him HOA violations, and he's a fucking mobster accused of murder. Like, oh my God, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that kind of realization. He's sitting home. I think of him like watching like a TV, like, and the news comes on, and it's like, so and so today was not able to appear in court due to his broken jaw from an assault and arrest stop, and it's like, oh fuck, that was me.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah,
that's him. The guy that's accused of murdering 3 people in cold blood. Like, oh my God, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
No, it's not a bad entry. All right, so let's go on over to my number 10, and it's actually one of yours too.
Okay,
a little bit higher up for you though. My number 10 is 1408.
Oh, that low? I'm kind of surprised by that.
I mean, honestly though, we are talking a top 10 here.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of short stories, and we are just talking about the top 10. But yeah, that was high up for you too, number 4 for you.
Yeah.
So. And we're fresh off of a watch for this, but yeah, and the thing that's surprising to me is like how short this was, because I saw the movie long before I ever read it.
Mm-hmm.
And this comes from Everything's Eventual 2002. And yeah, I mean, let me see, I do have let's see, somewhere here. Yeah, just like an overall, like a synopsis, not that anyone probably hasn't seen the movie or read it, but a cynical writer who makes a living debunking supposedly haunted hotel rooms checks into a room 1408, the Dolphin Hotel in New York City. Against the manager's urgent pleas, the room doesn't traffic in cheap ghost story tricks. It simply breaks people and begins immediately. So I will say, yeah, this one, again, it's very short, but I feel like, again, this because this is what did I just say, Everything's Eventual 2002, this almost feels like more vintage King for some reason, because I do feel like there is an evolution of King, and I feel like earlier in his career he's a little bit more classic horror in some ways. And this almost feels like a return to that to an extent, right? Like, obviously, I feel like as a Stephen King reader, you're not going to read 1408 without at least thinking of Room 217, right? You're thinking about The Shining a little bit. But I do think that this is a radically different enough take on what those stories are, that this doesn't feel like even related, really, right? From the outside going in, you're like, oh yeah, so it's kind of like The Shining, but it's one room, like
Yeah.
whatever. But then when you read it, you're like, oh no, this is like a completely different thing. So, yeah, and I don't know. I will say that part of me, the movie may help this one a bit for me too, because the movie I did think extended quite a bit out of this.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember exactly all the details. I remember really liking the story, but I don't remember how much of it was added, like the stuff with his wife and like the sick kid and stuff.
Mhm.
Was that? Do you remember if that was in the short story?
I don't think that it was, if I remember.
They may have added some of that in, where it's like I think instead you're mostly just dealing with the fact that the room is what it is, right? So,
Exactly.
but this is a pretty short one. What do you got to say on it? I mean, it's higher up for you, but
I think it's great because it is one of those ones where it's very interesting because there's not a lot of scenes outside of the room.
yeah,
A lot of it takes place inside the room, which is great because a lot of times with movies it's like Jaws. Just take Jaws for example. How much of that movie is on the water?
yeah. I mean,
Maybe half.
yeah. I certainly the more iconic pieces of it, like the stuff that
Absolutely.
people think about.
Absolutely,
But there's a lot.
But you have to remember that there's like the whole like 4th of July and people swimming and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah,
the debates about can we open the beaches, can we not open the beaches, and everything like that. And then you get the last third of the movie where they're going out hunting for Bruce and everything. So
yeah,
I think of that versus like 1408, where it's like, especially in the short story, there's like 2 scenes, 3 scenes not in the room, and then the rest of it is the room.
yeah,
And I really like that. I like that, like presence and stuff like that. It's like The Shining, even though you're there in The Shining for most of the book, there is still flashbacks where it's like they remember things. So it takes you out of the
Yeah.
Overlook for a little bit, but it's someone still in the Overlook remembering it kind of thing.
Yeah, because like when we're flashing back to like previous stuff with Jack and Danny and stuff
Mhm.
like that, like that does kind of give you almost a break.
The story where Jack and his friend think that they hit at someone. And
Yeah,
they,
hit
they,
a child.
They spend, a half hour looking around for something and all they see is a bike. So,
yeah,
that stuff gives you like a little bit of a break from the Overlook. But 1408 feels very
claustrophobic.
in the moment. And it does add a little bit of claustrophobia to me because you're trapped in this room and you're just been hearing nonstop about how haunted it is and everything like that. So it's just like, and then there's always like I mentioned with Rest Stop, there's always well, would I? Would I? And I've already answered that question. The fuck I would. That's why I'm not staying in room 237. You are.
No,
I'm staying
217.
217. That's why I'm staying at the Best Western down the fucking road.
Nah.
Yes. Yes.
We got. Yeah, that's that'll be a fun time.
Oh hell no.
I mean, we got to record the show in the middle of the night in room 217.
No,
of
we're
course.
recording the show in the daytime at like noon on a sunny day. If it's raining or storming at all, fuck that. I'm out. You can record that one by yourself. You can call me on the phone and I'll talk to you over the phone. All right? No.
Although I do hear from reputation that you do get your door knocked on a lot when you're in that room.
Exactly.
Overnight, because people are, oh my God, it's the room and stuff. So I do hear it's a little bit hard to get sleep in that room. So, 1408, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I will say, though, yes, I do think that it's funny because I don't think that there's ever been like that many adaptations that have really hurt a book for me or a story for me, except for maybe Under the Dome. That one was a little bit marred by the adaptation, but largely they don't. But I will say that some adaptations elevate the story, and I do think that's 1408 for me.
Yeah.
I do think that it elevates it. Again, we just watched it not too long ago. I do think it's
that does play a part for me. I will admit it that is my first time watching it, so that is added to it. So
yeah. Agamorphy does mention earlier Will Forte in the lead for the Rest Stop.
yeah,
That's the right kind of vibe what I'm thinking
Yep.
about. Just some nerdy, whatever, and like unassuming type like that.
honestly, who's one that popped into my head when I said like we were talking about like the kind of person I would love to see someone like Neil Patrick Harris tackle that role.
Yeah.
Like he is not a physically like
Yeah, like he's not an imposing force.
imposing, not opposing, imposing, guy and everything like that. I think that would be a very good one, is to see that. He is a little bit on the taller side, and I think I would like someone a little bit shorter. But I think I could see like, and he's also getting up there a little bit in age. He doesn't look it. He's one of those vampires, but still, I could see
Yeah.
him, I could see him pulling that off and like, oh, you know, another good one that I could see, but it might be tarnished by who he plays in the MCU is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
He gives off like that professor, you know, like we see him with like
Kinda
Bruce Banner kind of
geeky
geeky kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Definitely not, because like he has to use the Hulk as his alter ego
Yeah.
to fight. So I could definitely see someone like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to go back into that one.
No, it's all good. Yeah, Agamorphy does confirm. Yeah, the family stuff's only in the movie, so they
Okay.
did add that. I also believe they add the fake escape too, which is
okay.
fucking genius, dude.
Yeah.
That is so good in the movie. Dude, they let you spend like 10, 15 minutes thinking it's done and
He's
the movie's
out.
wrapping up and
Yep.
stuff. So it's like, oof, what a
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in and
And-
found out that I was never out.
And the wild thing is that was the same year as The Mist. He had two with some whammies there.
Oh yeah.
From King, even though they're added by the film folks. So,
Yes.
all right. So yeah, that's my number 10, 1408. Like I said, I love it. I also do love like the classic horror element. Like again, as much as I might stump on the fact that like King is not a horror writer, right? King's just a writer, and he does horror better than virtually anyone. But it's like he does so much else. But it's like when he is just full on, unabashedly just doing classic horror,
Yeah.
vampires, ghosts, haunted houses, haunted rooms, like it's just it scratches the itch, man. It works for me every fucking time, because
Yeah.
it's just like, as much as I love like those larger, deeper, psychological, crazy fucking story, your stands, your revival type stuff, it's like to just return to a bread and butter horror to me is just it's beautiful, and in a short sense too, because now you don't even have to worry about like, I mean, one of my favorites in the last couple decades is Later, and I feel like that in a lot of ways, like it's not classic in that sense, but it's like seeing dead people, like there's a part of that, and it's also just very quick. It's in and out, right? It's not that, as much as I would have loved 200 more pages of that book, it's just not there. So, and I think that with 1408, I will say, answering like the overall question, I wouldn't want to see this readapted. I think the adaptation we have now stands
Cusack
perfectly
and,
on its own.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I wouldn't particularly pick this to be readapted.
I just thought of something with 1408 that I wanted to add on.
I think so much of what was special they did there, so it's like if you readapted it, you couldn't pull the family stuff.
No.
Because now you're not even talking about a readaptation, you're talking about a remake.
Yeah.
If you did that, because you'd have to be
It's
you'd have
the
to
same
pull
as, like,
from
how would you remake The Sixth Sense?
yeah
That movie lives off of that surprise and everything like that. So the stuff that you added into that, if you took that out, people are going to be like, well, why'd they take that out?
yeah.
Oh, it's not in the short story. Like, there'd be a whole contentious with it and everything.
Yeah,
like
whereas
that.
there's a lot of other King stuff out there where it's like, oh yeah, like readapt something because like
They
different
left so much out.
different people have left so much out, or they've had different takes on things. But it's like
Mhm.
1408 is so basic and simple in its premise. Like somebody making a new version would literally have to have their own fucking take on it.
Yeah.
And I just, honest to God, between that fake out and the family stuff, I'm not sure you're doing better, man.
I don't think you could.
Now if Flanagan did it, of course I would sign right up. But,
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah, no, overall that'd be my issue. But what did you say you wanted to add to?
One of the things I wanted to add with 1408 the reason why it's so high on my list is I love the idea of a naysayer, unbeliever, guy who's going out of his way to write and disprove ghost stories and hauntings and stuff like that. Getting caught up in a haunting is just kind of like, mwah. You kind of love those ones where it's just like, hey man,
How much did it echo? I mean, it came before, but like when you were watching 1408 a few months ago, and whatever, it's the same in the book, but it makes me think of Midnight Mass, or I'm sorry, Haunting of Hill House.
yeah.
Because you have the one kid that
The
he's
son is
the
like,
author.
Yeah, he's like the
He's
debunker.
making all this fucking money off these stories and going and telling other stories and shit. But it's like it turns out he absolutely believes in fucking nothing. Like, and it's just like that scene with that black lady. Just it's brutal, man.
Yeah.
It's just like yeah.
I think it's great to have someone get their. I don't want, and it's not just desserts. It's not him getting what he deserves and stuff like that. But it's kind of like you get what you asked for, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's the joke with Hayden and stuff like that. Whenever we joke about doing Ouija boards at the cemetery at 3:00 in the morning. And
I mean,
he's
that's just good wholesome fun.
he's just like, no, you're never gonna find me there because in the off chance that something happens. No, that's a no, and that's my logic brain speaking. should I go investigate the insane asylum that's been closed for 30 years and 17 people have gone missing and never been found?
I mean,
no.
I've never done that, but I
No.
did go to the old
You know?
primary children's hospital and
Yeah.
broke into that when I was a wee lad.
Yeah,
Or
see,
not
like-
a wee lad, but I was a teenager.
Yeah, see, it's just
That
you're
that-
just asking for
that-
trouble.
that was
like that kind of thing.
That
so
may
like,
be one of the spookiest things
Yeah.
I've ever experienced is breaking into that
I bet.
old children's hospital.
I bet.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about that place.
Yeah, it was quite spooky. Plus, you also got to think. I mean, I know this is grim, but it's like how many children have died in that place. So,
Yeah.
if there were a place to be haunted, that would be one of them.
It is
so,
that and the old like asylums where they did like lobotomies and basically tortured people to try and make them well and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's jump on over to or let's see, where are we at here?
John's number 9.
Oh, is that the right? No, that's not the right slide. I've lost track. There we go. So it's going to be your. I have you guys on the same slide. So I'll click it over here. So his number 9 is they got the or I'm sorry, they got a hell of a band from Nightmares and Dreamscapes in 1993. Is this one that you've read? Nightmares and Dreamscapes. No, that's the one that they
no.
split up, right? On audiobooks.
Yeah. I'm still waiting to read that one.
So this one, it says a couple takes the wrong turn on in rural Oregon, which that's a weird one for King, and ends up in a town called Rock and Roll Heaven, where residents are all dead rock stars. Hendrix, Joplin, Buddy Holly performing nightly, whether the audience likes it or not. Leaving, they quickly discover it's not an option.
Ooh.
So that
Okay.
sounds like batshit in the
Yeah.
most kind of way. And how is it in Oregon? That's the wrong goddamn side of the country, King.
I
You belong
mean,
on the right side of the country over there. On
He has a few that are in different places. For instance, my number 9 is set in Wyoming.
that's a little bit too close to home there.
That's very close to home for us. That's like 90 minutes that way from us. you
Yeah.
know?
I will say, if I ever left Utah, that's probably where I'd go.
Is Wyoming?
Yeah,
Honestly,
there's no human beings there, and that's what I love about it.
there's more sheep than people in Wyoming.
Yeah,
That's-
and
That's disturbing
the-
because that's too close to black sheep territory.
the older I get, the more I realize get me away from people.
That's why you want to move to Alaska.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Tad's wanted this for 20 years.
More than that.
It's true.
I've been in love with Alaska since I did a book report on it a state report on it in like 4th grade.
The good old state report and then the country report. I
Yeah, the
remember
country.
doing that.
5th grade. Then country report was 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, tell me about
Willa.
Willa. Yeah.
So it's a short story. It's about a man, David, who finds himself and other passengers stranded at a train station in Wyoming, which horrible. First off, being stranded in Wyoming, like you just said, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But it says after a derailment, and he's looking for his fiancee, Willa. That's her name. And he finds her at a honky tonk down the road. But the reason why it's so compelling is that
So I've read this one too. Yeah. So Just
Yeah.
After Sunset, I've
Just
read.
After
Yeah.
Sunset,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is sounding familiar.
he does it. Everyone who's there is telling him not to go, not to go. There's wolves. That's how remote it is. There's wolves and everything like that. But he goes and he does encounter a wolf, but he braves it, scares it off. And then he gets down to the little honky tonk bar, and we're talking country bar, right? Cowboys are here, literal cowboys,
And
like
sheep.
like
Yeah.
people rode horses to. No, I'm just kidding. They drove pickups to this. Everyone drives a pickup in this area.
Yeah.
And he goes in and he finds her, and she's like, "Oh, I just wanted to listen to music. They're really good," talking about the band. And then come to find out that they're all dead. That the train station's been closed for 20 years, and that the people at the train station that are telling him not to leave are in denial and everything. So it's a ghost story, which again, like you said, King, right up his alley and everything like that.
Yeah.
Just that the twist of, oh shit, they're dead. And then they decide to walk back and try and convince them, like, hey guys, we don't have to stay at the train station.
Yeah.
Like, we're dead. We can
Vamoose.
go.
Yeah.
We can go where we want, kind of thing, and everything. So,
Yeah.
and all of them are just in denial. Like, we're not dead. Like, why would you say that? You're horrible people. Get out of here. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So okay, off we go.
Again, more of that. That doesn't feel like classic bread and butter horror, but that's just there's an eeriness to that. Yeah, I don't know. That just feels like that. Yeah, feels like good.
There's that
good
that
King.
moment where people realize that they're dead, and I know we already mentioned the Sixth Sense once, but it's not just the Sixth Sense that does it. Where it's like, oh, we're dead. Like we can do what we want. We don't have to stay here. Or what are we gonna do? Why are we here? You know, there's like that whole like existential with it that comes to it. So
Yeah.
and also just a train derailment is a horrible way to go because it's not it's not a fast death. It's one because like the
Quite
train,
grisly.
The train derailment talks about like they went off a bridge that broke or something like that. So it's just like,
hey, I caused that in
God.
Red Dead.
I've done that a couple times in Red Dead too.
Blown up a bridge to send a train off careening.
Luckily, it was a freight train, not a passenger train.
Yeah, I tried.
Unfortunately,
I tried.
Yeah.
Hey, I was actually thinking about that recently. I'm like, I've only played through that game twice. Like, I don't know if I've ever done a good version.
You haven't. We've talked about this.
Last time, my goal was to have my honor as low as humanly possible. So yeah, I don't.
You were
the first time around,
dastardly rapscallion.
Oh, bad, yeah. But the first time through, I feel like it was a little bit more middle of the road ish. But I don't think I got the good ending necessarily. So I don't know if I've ever seen that ending. So
you can tell if you got the good or bad ending based off of what animal you see when Arthur's dying.
Yeah,
that's what tells you. If you get a wolf, it's a bad ending.
It's like a coyote or something. I don't think it's a wolf even. Yeah,
scoundrel animal, coyotes, dirty animals.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, every time the story in my last play, the end of the story made you do something that you couldn't have an option, and it made your honor go up. I went and just like massacred like a whole town. Just
God.
I call that a toll.
I did see someone say it, and I started a playthrough doing it this way, and I got distracted by other games that came out and other things that I decided I wanted to play. So when I go back, I'm right in the middle of this play. Is that there's a very distinct moment that they pointed out, and I have to look it up because I think I still have the video saved, where Arthur makes the choice to not be a rapscallion anymore. If you pay attention to like the words that he says to other people and stuff like that, and talks about like, what are we doing? Like we're getting way too far out here. We just murdered half a town, or I think it's right after they shoot up Valentine or something like that. It's like that's the moment where now start to be good. So you be bad all before that. You murder towns, you murder every motherfucker you come across and everything like that. But then that moment hits and you're like, now I am a Jedi. You know, kind of thing.
The last bit of my tangent here is I'll tell you. If you ever want to play a full-on bad one like me, here's a spoil or a life hack for you. Killing horses is a good way to take your honor down.
Your honor drops so fast.
I guess you shot that one in front of your daughter. So
she named.
That she named. All right.
Not my top 10 dad moments, that's for sure.
So now we got Here There Be Tigers is my number 9. So we kind of largely skipped over. I mean, it was your honorable mention. We don't really talk that deep into it, but this one, I don't know. For me, just
where's it from?
It is Skeleton Crew, 1985.
Yeah.
So third grade boy excuses himself to use the bathroom during class, finds a full-grown tiger waiting inside. Story plays the premise completely straight, turning the child's mundane anxiety into the asking to use the bathroom to something primal and oddly satisfying. And like just a quick synopsis, I grabbed it offline, but it's like literally. And I feel like what's so powerful about this one for me is like you're in the head of this kid, and like no matter how much of an adult you are, like you're with this kid. This is real.
Yeah.
Like there is a fucking tiger inside that bathroom.
At first it's like, okay, is he just hallucinating it? But then the boy goes in and there's no noise. But then he peeks around the corner and he sees the kid's bloody shirt on the ground. It's like, yep, there's a fucking tiger in this bathroom.
And
like,
I just love it from your perspective too, because what would you react there with your
I
with your
wouldn't
love
have to
of,
go to the bathroom anymore
with your love of beasts? Yeah.
I would not have to go to the bathroom
you
anymore.
You would need to change of pants.
I would have vacated both of my bowels at that moment. Like,
but I just love it because I just feel like there's just something. It's weird because it is horror, but it's like it almost feels wholesome to me because you are put into the mind of this child.
Yeah,
and like the entire thing, like the synopsis said, it plays it straight. Like the whole thing is just. There is a tiger in this school bathroom, and like I don't know.
I love the idea of how outlandish it is too, because like a tiger, first off, not a mountain lion, not a wolf, not a bear that's typical North American animal. It's a mountain lion.
Cougar could be the teacher.
No, God. I mean, she does go in there.
Yeah, it's true. Makes me think, because there's that Conan video too where he asks him about any story he wrote that he never actually wrote or whatever.
Yeah,
he talked about the one where like the wife goes in the bathroom at the airport,
the Denver airport. Yeah,
so it's like
Is it the Denver? It is the Denver airport. Isn't
That's
it?
a satanic one. I don't know if he mentions it being
Yeah.
Denver or not, but that is a satanic airport.
It is.
so,
I've heard.
yes.
I've heard stories about the Denver
Yes,
airport. I've
indeed.
been there. One of my worst nights of my life was spent there in the Denver airport, waiting for a flight to come in. I was waiting to pick up someone there. And
Oh yeah.
got delayed by.
Now the question is,
thunderstorms
were
and
you
everything.
actually there,
I
or was it all a dream?
now?
Or are you-
we're talking.
Or
riddles,
are you
Dad.
still there?
Oh my God! Am I?
You just suddenly wake up at the airport.
The last 20 years have been a fever dream. Good Lord.
Going
There's
back to,
those
going
things
back to
like what would you do?
1408.
Yeah, what would you do if you woke up like and you have been in a coma for a year and you're 14 years old again? What would you do? It's like how do you cope with that? And the thing is that that's happened. Like people who have woken up from comas have talked about that. Like, yeah, I lived a whole life in my dream. Like I was like 80 years old when I died and woke up from my coma, and it's just like, my God, dude.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're 15 years old again. It's like, what do you do at that point?
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy this story quite a bit because again, I there's just an element of just like, this story is what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything else. It doesn't try to like whatever. You are just truly in the mind of this child, living through his fucking anxieties, his fears, and you've got to deal with the fact that there's this fucking tiger in a goddamn bathroom, and there's just,
How do you get people to believe you, especially when there's no noise happening with the attacks? So like,
yeah, tigers are crafty creatures.
and yeah, Baraki does bring this up. I did notice this one when I was doing my list because I was refreshing myself on some of these stories. So I'm like, I know that name. Remind me what it's about again. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Stephen King wrote this one when he was in high school.
Oh, okay.
So like, this is one of his very early works.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know, because I think in On Writing he talks about being in like grade school and like writing like short things for like kids.
Yeah.
Like they'd pay him a nickel to like write him a short like whatever. So it's like, can you imagine being one of those kids if you actually still had that?
Oh,
That-
if you hung
dude, that'd be a
onto that,
fucking lottery ticket, dude.
Yeah.
That like that, yeah. 100%. No, that is cool though. Which actually kind of makes me think that's probably why it is written the way it is, because it was from such a younger king. So, good stuff. So what do we got? Or actually, I'm sorry, we'll go to number 8. We'll mention John's. But John's will not unlock our higher ones, but because he has one that we've got later on.
Mhm.
And he's got the Raft from Skeleton Crew, 1985.
We will talk about that later because it
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
higher on my list.
That one will be showing up later on. But yeah,
Spoiler.
not a bad pick there.
No.
But what do you got?
My number 8 is kind of an interesting one. I don't think a lot of people would pick this one. It's from Everything's Eventual. It's Lucky Quarter.
Okay.
It's a story about a struggling hotel maid who's basically receives a quarter for a tip, which is very low. She lives in like Reno.
Sorry, yeah, Agamorphy, I actually meant to bring that up.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he mentioned earlier, Here There Be Tigers has actually been adapted by Kate Siegel, Flanagan's
Yeah,
wife.
she does like
It's like an animated
yeah,
thing.
she directs it and narrates it is what he says.
It's called
So,
Lily, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for bringing that up because I saw that in the chat earlier. And I'm going to wait and bring that up when I'm covering it from my side. But then I fucking forgot. So thank you for bringing. Yes, because I actually still need to go watch that.
and the music is by the Newton brothers, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
I thought it was. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, Kate is awesome. So yeah, seeing her get into the family business of Stephen King adaptations. So I remember, I want to say we may have talked about that, or maybe I never covered it, but I know I saw the news articles back when it was being adapted or being made and stuff. So yeah, so thank you for bringing that back up, Agamorphy, because yeah, I forgot. All right, so
I swore I saw that it had the Newton brothers, and I was like, "What? Really?"
I don't know what that means.
The Newton brothers are the guys that did Daredevil, Born Again's theme song.
Oh, okay.
That's why it like pops in my head because we're talking about that on our other show today.
Okay.
But maybe the Newton brothers were involved with something else that I was thinking of. I'll have to figure that out.
So what do you got for Lucky Quarter?
So basically the story is that she's a maid in Reno, and the person leaves her a quarter, and it's just like, really, just a quarter? Like, that's not very much. I'm struggling. I think she has 2 kids, if I remember right. But the note with it says that it's lucky. and to use it well, or something like that. And so she goes forward with using it and starts winning big and bigger and bigger and wins all this money and everything like that. Her life completely turns around and everything like that. And then you find out that the entire winning streak was just a fantasy. So it's kind of like a gut punch moment that Stephen King writes. It's just like, oh, man.
And I would say who does that better than King?
Right?
We do know that Frank Darabont is
Yeah.
at least one person on that list that does it better than King.
So she has to, like, come to terms with, like, that was just a daydream that she had kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so she gives the coin to her son, who then gambles with it and wins. And that's how the story ends. So it's like, well, wait. Basically, it's like a...
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Which is it's a fun ending. That's
Yeah.
that's like the number one reason why I put it on here is like that's a fun ending.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, is it actually lucky? You know, kind of thing. So
Yeah. 100%. All right, so we're gonna go up to my number 8, which is one up on your list too. We have a lot of shared ones.
yeah.
I guess I didn't say that up front, but we have 7 shared, just different areas. I don't know if we actually lined up anywhere. But my next one is Graduation Afternoon. Is my number 8, and is your number 5. So
Yes.
a young woman at a graduation party on a wealthy family's lawn watches a nuclear fireball rise silently over Manhattan. Very short, devastating piece told entirely from the perspective of someone watching the end of the world from the outside in the middle of an ordinary afternoon. And like, do I have to explain?
No.
I mean, for me, like the second like this story made clear what was happening, I was just like, all right, fucking all timer for me. I have a unhealthy fascination with nuclear weapons, so yes.
Yes.
100%.
I did figure out where I was inserting the Newton brothers. It's they did the theme song for X-Men 97,
Oh, okay.
which I just rewatched. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why that popped in my head. No, Graduation Afternoon is one of the shortest short stories I've ever read.
Yeah, 'cause
it's very short.
Yeah, it was extremely short. For
Very,
sure.
very short.
But that's all it needed to be, though. Like it did what it did. It got in, got out very quickly. But it's just like, yeah, I loved it though. Because again, it's definitely it's kind of like 11/22/63 where it's like, wait, time travel, JFK. Like, is this just by Stephen King? I'm like, is this written for me? Like literally, like and this one feels like a short story. Or King's just like, hey, Tad, here you go.
yeah,
Have a little toy there.
It was
So,
incredibly short, but also at the same time, it was very, very good because it's like, there's like, she's like, that's a nuclear bomb, and everyone's like in denial over it, but they like feel the concussive blast and everything like that.
yeah.
And I guess I didn't answer for Lucky Quarter the question that we've been asking.
Oh,
Do we
yeah,
want
yeah.
to see it adapted? I don't think Lucky Quarter would necessarily need to be adapted.
I think you could though.
You could, but I don't think there's enough there, so you'd have to like really flesh it out.
The monkey fleshed out a lot and did
Yeah.
so you'd have to have a creative filmmaker for sure, but you could just because
Yeah.
like I almost feel that's almost like gypsy-ish in the sense of like like a cursed object or something, and like
But can
there's-
you imagine that ending in the movie theater? Like, you go through her having a hard day for 20 minutes. She gets yelled at by her boss, maybe even written up, threatened to be fired. And then, like, the first room she goes to clean is a complete mess and they leave a quarter.
yeah,
But then the note has it and everything like that. And then that's where it takes off. And you give no indication that this is a fantasy.
yeah,
You just make it go where just craziest thing after craziest thing
Yeah.
happens. Because like, I kind of like the idea that it's like she wins with that quarter, but then she keeps winning with all the winnings from that quarter. It's like the luck transfers to that money as well.
yeah,
So kind of like that. Hey, Agamorphy says Twilight Zone vibes.
yeah.
Kind of
And-
thing. But then at the end, you pull the rug out from the audience at the last, like half hour or 20 minutes or so,
Yeah.
and just be like, psych.
Yeah. And if you do the kid, you got to do that in the post-credit scene too.
Oh, yeah. Then he goes and puts it into a machine and wins. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Only for the people that stuck around for a non-Marvel movie for post-credits
go.
though. And then for Graduation Afternoon, I honest to God, yes, that would be the like, I mean, is that not my style too? Like that 9/11 movie that stole my idea that I've been telling you for 25 fucking years, like, yeah, like literally do like whatever. It's just a normal kind of movie, but then it literally ends with them at this fucking bougie fucking party. And then nuclear bomb.
Yeah,
goes off.
because it's them graduating high school, and she is a little bit lower class than the rest of the people, but she's been invited
yeah,
because she is in their friend group, and it's almost like Hamptons, because they're like right there near New York City
Yeah.
kind of thing,
yeah,
but they're not even in New York City, and they're like bougie as fuck.
Oh,
Like, there's
yeah.
a pool party and everything, and they're talking about, well, my Mercedes Benz has little windshield wipers to keep them clean in a rainstorm, kind of shit like that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Those kinds of people. And she's definitely not that. So you could definitely do like the whole social, like, I don't fit in here, and then like you said, the crescendo of the movie is just there's a mushroom cloud over New York City.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all dead.
I would be the happiest person leaving that movie theater.
Tad would be like skipping.
Yeah. All right. So move.
Brocky asked Tad, what is your favorite world ends in nuclear war movie?
God,
Is there many?
I don't know if there's that many. I mean, there's a lot that take place after the fact, but like, I mean, there's probably might have to say Terminator 3 because that is such
Terminator 2 is still a nuclear war movie.
No, but ending the movie though, like
the way that T3,
dude,
it's inevitable.
It's one of my favorite moments in the entire franchise, and which is why I actually defend that movie to an extent. It's not the perfect movie, but like that ending, and it's bleak as fuck. It's very like the Mist level, but punch you in the fucking gut type thing. So I do love that. There's been some rumors that Swan Song might get adapted.
That would be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Plus, apparently, James Cameron bought the rights to a nuclear. I think maybe it's actually a historic. Maybe it might be a movie about Hiroshima.
Ooh.
That he bought the rights to. And I'm like, that would be his first non-Avatar movie in fucking 20-ish years.
Jeez.
Because Avatar is 2009, and I don't know what movie he did before that. Was it maybe Titanic? Before that, because he doesn't do a lot of movies anymore, man. So it's like, yeah, him doing nuclear weapons, and I will say the nuclear blast in Terminator 2 is still one of the greatest scenes in film history. So,
let's see, where's his filmography?
So I know he's produced a bunch, like Alita, Battle Angel,
features, Ghost of the Abyss, Aliens of the Deep, and then Avatar in between Titanic.
Okay. All right, so now we got going up to your number 7. I'll do John's number 7 as well.
Okay.
You guys is actually lines up.
Oh, Autopsy Room 4?
Yeah, you and he line up, and this is my number 3.
It's your number 3, okay.
Yeah, so this one is definitely up there higher for me.
Nightmares and Dreamscapes.
Yeah, Nightmares. Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to do that.
Everything's Eventual, sorry.
Yeah.
2002, Everything's Eventual is where the short story collection, the short film is Nightmare and Dreamscapes episode.
Yeah. Not
confusing at all because Stephen King has Nightmare and Dreamscapes
the show
collection as well.
Yeah. So now the synopsis annoyed me that I found online. It says a man paralyzed with a snake bite is mistaken for dead and brought to the morgue. The entire story is narrated from inside his immobile body as the medical examiners prepare to begin the autopsy. He can't move, can't speak, or can't signal any way. Here's the thing. They don't fucking tell you that.
No.
You don't know. Because I kept thinking he's dead and he doesn't know it. Yeah. Like the entire fucking book until it finally gets revealed. Like, no, he's actually alive. Like until that moment, I'm like, he is dead. This is like Sixth Sense level.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand that you're dead. You're literally just going to watch your own fucking autopsy right now. So,
yes, there's a keep going. I gotta look something up real fast.
I mean, it is your entry here first.
Yes.
It's up higher for me, but yeah, I love this one because like, my God, man, what a fucking like this just again. So many of these just feel so picture perfect King because it's just like, yeah, someone that's about to get fucking autopsied alive, like that is like insane to me. And like, I don't know how you do this as a film necessarily, but I think you could. I think you almost just have to do like narration to where you can hear the thoughts of the person and stuff. And like, can you imagine the fucking tension of a movie like this? Like, and the whole movie's just in the autopsy room.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a flashback at a certain point where you actually show how you got there.
I think you do a bunch of flashbacks where he like remembers like
parts of his life
and
could
like his life flashed before his eyes. I mean, he's like, is that what's happening? And you kind of give that idea, and then right before she actually goes to cut into him and stuff like that, don't do it. The guy comes bursting in and everything like that.
So this one, like I said, I want to say I was on the edge of my seat reading this one because I was just, again, I'm just like, because there is a doubt in your mind where it's just like, oh, he's dead and he's just going to watch his own autopsy here. And like for me, that's the shoe I kept waiting to drop, is like when he finally realizes they're like, cut into his sternum with that fucking bone saw or whatever. The like where he realizes like, oh shit, no, I like
spurting blood and stuff like that.
Well, no, because I would have thought he would have found out he was dead, because that was my thought going into the story. He's like, you're dead, you just don't know it yet.
Oh, there is no blood.
This is like Ghost, and that's when you like the shoe would drop of like, oh shit, I actually am dead. But then like no, it pans out the other way. But it's like this one had me by the fucking throat the entire time. So I adore this one. It's like I said, it's higher up for me. It's number 3 for me. But yeah, go ahead. I've raved about it for a bit. So
I do like this one. It does kind of have a happy ending kind of thing. Like he does survive, and then I love the idea that it's just like this super exotic snake that paralyzes you so much that they think that you're dead.
Yeah.
And the reason they found that out is because a doctor reached into his bag and got bit by the same snake, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" Like, "Oh shit!" Like, there's like someone running to the morgue to try and stop it. No, kind of thing.
You got to have the bone saw going down to
but then also,
maybe even cut him a little bit.
Like, and then she looks up and looks back. But I like the ending in the book better because she's like examining him, and she's in his private areas.
Yeah.
And then when the person bursts in and says, "No, he's alive," she looks down and he's become erect.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, like, obviously he's alive. That doesn't happen to a dead person, a dead man.
Yeah.
And so they end up dating for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then the last line, it stuck with me so much, is that they ended up breaking up because he could never get aroused with her unless she was wearing latex gloves. It's like, like, King, why'd you have to add that line?
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
And this does stick with me because I did watch a show way back in the middle 2000s, like 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. It's a show called Dead Like Me, where if you die, you have a chance of becoming a Grim Reaper. And so you have to go, the whole premise of the show is that you have to go at certain times of the day around the city that you live in and reap the people's soul before they die, so they don't have to experience their own death. It's kind of like a blessing, like, oh, good, I didn't have to get hit by that bus kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the main character, like, early on is like, no, I refuse to do this job. That's bullshit. I'm not reaping people. That's fucked up. But if you don't reap people, their soul stays in their body and they're trapped until a Grim Reaper comes and releases them. So when she goes to the morgue and reaps the guy finally that she was assigned to reap, he's like thankful, like, oh, thank God, thank you so much. And so it just reminds me of that, like, oh, is that one of these situations? Do we have like a Grim Reaper who's refusing to let him out? Is he trapped in there for some reason? That's where I was going the whole time while I was going through this. And then, like you said, at the end, it's like, oh shit, no, he actually is alive.
Yeah.
So great twist.
Also, I just lost it. Someone in the chat said that the Newton brothers are Agamorphy said that they score Flanagan stuff.
Yeah, they did the Haunting of Bly Manor is what I saw when I looked them up.
Everything.
Yeah.
They've done all they've pretty much done everything.
Oh, okay.
Ouija Origin of Evil, Gerald's Game, they got some other people's stuff in here too. Haunting of Hill House, Dr. Sleep, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, literally everything.
Wow.
So you might be right. They may have done Lily is on there as well. So yeah.
Oh, so that's where I was getting it from. Okay.
Yeah. And Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Too. They did that one as well. So all right. So that's a good one.
Baraki says House did an episode of Locked In Syndrome, which sounds similar. It was pretty tense at times. And then, Agamorphy suggests for you a House of Dynamite movie, everything leading up to a bomb on Netflix.
Oh, well, that is very intriguing.
Todd's going to go, just go add that to my list and everything.
Yes.
And
indeed.
then, Baraki says, like On a Pale Horse by Pierce Anthony. Good book. And then Agamorphy also says, I heard somewhere that a movie was in the works for this one, for Autopsy Room 4.
I would love that. I think that would make a good movie. You'd have to be creative with how you're doing it, but I think that could be a really fucking tense ass movie.
I think a lot of regret, a lot of like reliving his moments where he could have got married and he didn't, he chose his job, or because he's golfing, right?
Yeah.
You could very easily make him one of those guys that he had the girl. Do I choose the girl or do I choose the job? And he chooses the job, and then he starts regretting it, kind of thing.
And he's wearing one of those ridiculous like golf outfits with like
and they have to
poofy,
cut it off and
like
everything.
poof balls on the freaking whatever. Yeah, just I think that's like I'm thinking like old timey golf
Oh, yeah.
outfit. I mean, no offense to any golfers that might be listening, but generally speaking, even modern day golfers dress like jackasses. I drive by.
I don't know why they do either.
I drive by a golf
you're
course
in
every
you guys
day.
know people can see you, right?
You're in public.
I've gone golfing a couple times in my life, and every time I dress the way I normally dress.
Like Ron Swanson when they're bowling and he does the granny ball. He's like, son, people could see you.
Yeah. but Tom keeps winning too. Doesn't he bowl a 300?
He bowls a 300.
Yeah,
Like, what?
no. Rod bowls a 300. He's like, "Do you want me to put your picture?"
No,
And he's
Ron
like,
does.
"No."
Yeah, he's like, "You've never seen me.
You
before.
never
Yeah.
saw me before."
Yeah, pretty much. And again, no offense to the golfers out there, but I just don't get it. I guess not only do I drive by a golf course every day on my way to work, but also I drive by a golf store once a week, every week, going to get some food. So it's
Yeah.
like I see. I'm like, what are you people doing?
What is this? What?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like Tiger never wore that ridiculous stuff.
Red polo.
Red polo, black pants. He looked pretty sharp.
Nice
So,
hat.
Yeah. All right. So going over to mine now. This might be. I don't know if it's a shock. I think it's a shock for me where you've got it because this is pretty high up for you. In fact, it's the highest for you.
It is.
It's we got the Raft.
Oh, dude.
So
Arguably the best horror thing the King's ever put out. I'd put this up there with anything that you can name for horror.
yeah.
Because this is terrifying.
I mean, yeah, and to me, this almost feels like a late '70s horror movie.
Mhm.
Like it just feels perfect. Like when I read it, I just remember like I can almost visualize every shot where I'm just like this. Just and again, like late '70s, you got that grainy, whatever, like Halloweenish vibe,
Yeah.
like that. I could picture the whole fucking thing, and I think it's been adapted with like one of his like anthology TV series. I don't know whether it was Creep Show or whether it was Kingdom Hospital. He had another one in like the late 90s, early 2000s where he did like there's an anthology show where they adapted some of his stuff.
It was adapted into a segment in the film Creep Show 2.
Oh, it's in Creep Show 2.
Which
okay.
we have not watched yet. We've talked about it.
No, but
That
they
is
also have
definitely one that we're going to.
They also have the Creep Show
Yeah.
that's gone 4 or 5 seasons on Shudder. So,
Uh-huh.
I just knew it had been adapted somewhere. But to me, this feels like it could be a fucking full-on feature film. Because like, yes, I guess we haven't even synopsized it yet. But do you want to take the
fact
honor there
that
since it's
just
your
like
number
an
one?
oil slick in a remote lake.
And it's Skeleton Crew 1985, by
Yes.
the way.
Second one from Skeleton Crew for me, if I remember right. But this, like I said, I would put this up against any pure horror that King has written. That if you want to show someone that King can write horror, this is it. The isolation, the bleakness, the violence of it, and just like the dissolving, like, oh, that's terrifying to think about. I think there's, if I remember right, I've only read it the one time and it stuck with me that badly.
Yeah.
I think someone gets their foot eaten off.
Like
they have
someone gets torn through the raft too.
Yeah.
Like someone gets like there's something grabbed and it gets pulled through like the
Yes,
the
like
slats.
the boards in between
Yeah.
and everything like that. That's just
So
that's terrifying.
No,
Like,
it's-
you're not
it's-
safe on top of it. You have
No.
to be like extra careful.
yeah.
I think that's because they lay down at one point and then
Yeah.
they realize that they have to stay standing.
Maybe they get a bite taken out of like their calf or something.
yeah,
and they
something like that.
Yeah.
It's just so
Dude, it's just genius. Like
it's visceral. It really is. Like
I think this kind of goes now that Monkey's been made. I feel like this goes in that same vein of like, how has this not been adapted for like a fucking feature Hollywood film? Like for all, again, I'm not shitting on like the television, like an episode of this show or like, I guess it was a segment of Creep Show 2,
Yeah.
but it's like, to me, this could be a full fucking movie, man. Stretch this out to a 90-minute movie.
it's
Imagine
just like
that.
it's just like the movie that just came out last year or the year before where they're stuck on top of the radio tower.
Yeah.
Fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like that, but you have 4 people instead of 2.
Yeah.
That's this movie.
And it's way more overt horror. There's something
Yeah.
supernatural going on here. So.
Absolutely. And you just put them out there and then you don't know. You don't know. And I think the best way to make this into a film is that you never answer any questions.
Yeah.
You never have the government show up and be like, "Oh, this is an escaped alien" or any shit like that.
Yeah.
You have one survivor, maybe 2. Maybe someone comes to her rescue or his rescue.
Yeah.
That'd be a real twist, is have a guy survive instead of the girls. just T1000 just disappear.
Yeah.
It just goes. The sun comes up and it's just gone.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, is it going to come back? Is it not? Nope. Credits roll. That's it. That's your movie.
Yeah.
That's how you end it. It would be so perfect. But I would put this up against anything the King has written. Horror, pure horror.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like obviously there are things that are better than this.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt about that. But pure horror,
Yeah.
pure just I want to scare the living shit out of as many people. I think this is the one that you show people. I think this is what you have people read. If you're like, okay, you want people to be scared, read The Raft.
And maybe we need to throw Creepshow 2 on the list for next year.
For Hangouts?
We're already filling up a lot of next year. It feels like, but
we are.
yeah, because it has been probably 30 years since I watched Creepshow 2. So Creepshow 1 I've revisited a lot more. For obvious reasons. It's glorious, and Fluffy is a lovable character there. So. But yeah, no, I would love to see it adapted for sure. And Agamorphy does mention Creepshow 2. Also, earlier said School Spirits on Paramount Plus is sort of like Dead Like Me crossed with Veronica Mars. Gets batshit crazy second season, but fun. So that's for you because you were kind of talking about that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what we got now. We are talking about number 6. So for John, he has Chattery Teeth from Nightmares and Dreamscapes, 1993.
Okay.
Let's see, Chattery Teeth. Let me see if I can find my thing here. A traveling salesman picks up a dangerous hitchhiker on a desert highway and realizes too late the man has a knife. His only unexpected ally, a large novelty set of wind-up chattery teeth he bought on the roadside gift shop, would turn out to have a protective instincts of their own. And this is the cover on some versions of Nightmare and Dreamscapes is those chattery teeth.
Oh, okay. I've seen that. Yeah,
I've seen that on the cover. So, yeah, that's his pick. But what do you got here? And this is on my list as well. So,
for my number 6,
yes,
Survivor type.
Okay, so that's my number 2.
Number 2. Okay.
So we're filling our lists in here. So some people might be looking at the clock, going, "Oh man, we're going to run out of time." But like, no, we got a lot of shared ones going the rest of the way here. I think both of us have one more unique.
I only have 2 left after this.
Right? Okay. Yes,
number 3
correct.
and number 2, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're filling up good here. Survivor type blew me away.
Yeah,
like
it's certainly one of the more famous King short stories
Yeah.
in the sense of like I think King's called it his most grotesque of the books. So literally it's a surgeon that is smuggling drugs and then gets plane wrecked onto a desert island type thing. Skeleton Crew 1985, disgraced surgeon washes ashore alone on a tiny Pacific island with limited supplies of heroin and surgical tools. His diary entries chronicle the increasingly desperate and stomach-turning acts of survival as food runs out and options narrow to one.
That's to eat himself.
Slowly.
Self-cannibalism is a phrase that I had never heard of until this story.
But it's just so good, dude.
It
is just so unabashedly King. Like, yeah, Skeleton Crew in 1985. Like, but yeah, this is classic King. I know this has been adapted in one of those, like, again, it was either a segment on a Creep Show or it was on the Creep Show or it's been adapted, but in some, I know it was $1 maybe at one point as well, but give me a fucking Hollywood movie for this, dude. I know it'd be really fucking hard to do this on screen.
You know who needs to direct this? Eli Roth.
Oh, Eli would fucking kill
Eli would destroy
and
this
Eli hasn't
movie.
done King, has he? Unless he's done like a TV something or other, but overtly he hasn't. Yeah, no, you've nailed that one. Yeah, Eli would be he'd be a great pick for this one because and again
we would see every cut into the flesh, every single one of them.
Yeah,
and being a surgeon is just perfect too because he knows how to like treat the wounds and keep himself alive.
Yeah,
despite amputating shit and eating it and everything. So it's just like,
and he knows like what he could take that's like not going to be like completely disastrous. Like but it's a slow game though because then it gets less and less of the easy options. And it gets further and further along. So there's also a lot of birds and bird issues in the book.
Yeah.
Or in the short story. So I love this one. I do think that this one has quite the reputation because obvious reasons. It like I said, it is one of the most brutal King stories that one of the most brutal things that King has ever done for sure.
It did come up when I was doing like my refresh with all of these is that this is one of King's favorite stories.
Yeah.
Just the brutal nature of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love this story a lot. It's and like I said, it's just brutal. It's unrelenting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. I remember one time I listened to it. I was playing Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah.
And I can still remember the fucking bass that I was taking out when I was listening to it, because
When
it's
you're
just
clearing
it's
it.
so clicked in my head, where it's just like
Yep.
like every time I play it now, I'm like, oh, the Survivor type bass. Like it's
That's this one.
it's a unique bass too. It's like one that has a lot of like, it's like on near a cliff, and it's like got multiple levels and stuff. Like,
Okay.
so yeah, it's a good listen for sure. All right, so we'll go over to my number. Where are we at now? My number 6.
Yeah.
And it is The Man in the Black Suit, which is Everything's Eventual, 2002. So let me find it here. Man in the Black Suit. An elderly man writes down the account of a most terrifying day of his life. The afternoon as a young boy when he
Yeah.
encountered the devil himself in the Maine woods, of course, in Maine. The devil
What?
told the devil told him his mother was dead, smelt of burning matches, and made very clear what he intended to do. This one to me is just like, again, it just feels so fucking quintessential King.
Mhm.
Like, when King could just create these, and it always has to, like, we talked about it yesterday, where like maybe on the Hangout, we were talking about how like doing stuff through flashback, and
Yeah.
this is it, right? It's an old man near his deathbed that's remembering, back to like the 20s or 30s
The
too.
scariest thing that ever happened to him when he was like 8 or something like that.
Yeah, he was a really young kid, and yeah, literally, it's like the devil, like, and yeah, it's of course. There's a certain part of me too where it's like the Man in the Black Suit.
Agamorphy says this is a Dollar Baby adaptation on YouTube, and it is really good.
Oh, that's it's always rare to get the Dollar Babies actually put on fucking YouTube, because a lot of time King makes things where they can't like make any money off of it, so a lot of them don't ever end up getting posted anywhere. So
That's a shame.
yeah, it is a shame. I'll have to seek this one out though. But I really love this one because yeah, and yes, Dollar Baby aside, I would take an adaptation of this, because like yeah, and like yeah, give me the old man, like whatever, and then have like go through and like I think some of these it would be a challenge because they are short stories, and some of these I don't think it would be as easy to stretch out. But I think you could stretch this into a 90-minute movie, or even like an 80-something minute movie. Like, I always got to remind myself, like the movie Host with the like the COVID era like seance on like whatever, it was like only an hour long, so it's like, honestly, it's not that out of. I mean, maybe you might not get theatrical, but if Shudder does a movie, you might be able to get away with a movie that's 60 minutes long. So
Right.
but yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. Man in the Black Suit, just creepy as hell, and like yeah, there's just times King could just write the gravity where it's just like you feel it from this kid's perspective,
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
like something is fucking wrong here, and it's just and it's
And then also like part of it is like I love the stories where it's like he gets home, everything's fine, his mom's alive, his dad's not a pedophile, and
yeah
everything, and he tells his dad what happens. A lot of times that doesn't happen. Like they're just like in the
They just
stories,
live
it's
with
just
it.
like, oh, I must have imagined the whole thing. And,
Yeah.
But him and his dad go back. His dad's like, dude, we got to go get your fucking fishing rod. Like, what are you doing? Like, we got to go
Yeah.
get your stuff.
yeah
So they go back out there and they find a bunch of dead foliage, grass, trees, all
Yeah.
that shit. And his dad like, oh my God, like my son's story. And then he's like, don't ever come here again.
yeah
Like
no.
that is like, if that's the ending to the
'Cause
movie.
yeah, because then you could throw it at the audience in the sense of, if the audience then starts to think like, oh, it was all in this kid's imagination or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we're seeing it through this old man remembering the scariest thing that ever happened to him. But it's like, then you do that, and that's like the last punch where you leave it with the audience, where it's like, no, this was real. This really happened type thing. So maybe you even have like the guy touch like a tree, and then when they go back, that whole fucking tree that was like, it's like it's like an 80-year-old tree, but
Yeah.
it's like completely
a
fucking
beautiful oak or a maple or something like that. That's very, very obviously alive and
Yeah.
vibrant and everything.
and it's in like in the
that.
middle of like spring or summer, where like pure like green everywhere.
Yeah,
but
because
then-
he's out. It's summertime because he's out fishing. Right?
But then as you're out approaching, you just see this one black splotch,
Mhm.
and as you get closer, you realize that fucking tree is just completely
it's that tree and his stuff is at the base of it,
Yeah,
at
that
the trunk. Yeah, absolutely.
it'd be good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 6. Let's see. I am falling behind on keeping my little thing clicked ahead here. So now we're going up to number 5. Let me go to my list here. So moving over to number 5, we got for John, he has Children of the Corn from Night Shift,
Okay.
1978. Very famous
I have
one
one I have not read.
with one adaptation that's actual, and then a shitload of god awful sequels that have nothing to do with anything King wrote.
Hasn't this been remade just like the first, like the short story several times.
Oh yeah. I think there's nearly a dozen Children of the Corn movies,
Yeah,
and
but they're not all just sequels,
nah,
right?
it doesn't matter.
They're all terrible?
except for
Okay.
the original's the only one that's worth.
That's with
watching,
Linda
so.
Hamilton, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. So then we got
that's one that I've never seen. I've
What-
never watched Children of the Corn.
Oh really?
Should that go on our?
We might have to. Yeah.
I got 5. I think we got 5 episodes planned for next year now, just because of this weekend.
And then so I guess we're skipping you because we already did yours with Graduation Afternoon. So it's my number 5, which is The Monkey.
Which is
Which
my
is
number 2.
Number
No.
yeah.
Number 3.
You're number 3.
Number
So,
3. Sorry.
yeah, we're filling it. I mean, The Monkey, we just talked a lot about The Monkey over the last couple of years because they were finally adapting it for once. But like, oh my God, dude. Like, how is this just the most, like, again, it's like I keep saying.
This is one of the most obvious, like, no-brainers.
Yeah, well, for an adaptation, but also it's just so quintessential King.
Yeah.
It's like this cursed item. And like, whenever it does its symbols, like people start to die. And it's just like, oh my God, dude. Like, it's just yeah, I've said it for
Agamorphy was referring to the Dollar Baby adaptation is so good, is referring to Survivor Type. Not the other one.
Oh, okay.
So the man in the black suit, I thought it was that.
Oh.
But no, it's for Survivor Type. But I Googled it. The man in the black suit does have something on YouTube as well. It's about 14 minutes long. So
Okay.
might have to remember those.
Yeah, I might have to go and see what's actually on YouTube because I know
Yeah.
a few times I've like heard about Dollar Baby ones. I've sought them out. And I've never been able to find anything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I wonder if that's changed over the years.
or people are just posting on YouTube where it's not like no
Not
ads or anything.
Not the people
so,
who actually.
so nobody can make money off of it. So therefore, it's not breaking.
Yeah, it's
King's
not
rules.
monetized. Is what.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So the monkey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, so the monkey, yeah, I love this one, and like I said, now of course Osgood Perkins did a kind of a different take on it to an extent. Like he went a little bit more like comedic horror, which is a classic pairing, comedic horror. But the book itself is just fucking terrifying, and it's like no matter what you do, this monkey just keeps coming back. At one point, they like tie it up and like put rocks in a blanket with it and drop it in the lake and shit.
Yep.
And it just keeps coming back.
Don't they put it in a well at one point too?
Or maybe it's not the lake. Maybe it's a well. Yeah,
I think it's both. If I remember.
Yeah,
right.
they try multiple times to get rid of this thing because it is literally a cursed item, right? Like it is literally killing people. So, yeah, the monkey is like, yeah, definitely classic, classic King for sure. And yeah,
Again, another one from Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, there's a lot of Skeleton Crew,
and it's not good when it haunts a family. When it's like,
I mean, that's your opinion.
Like it goes from father to son. That son dies to the next son.
A familial curse.
That's never good.
Yeah. I mean, at least the kids know what they're in for.
I mean, yeah.
So, but yeah, I love the monkey. I'm glad we finally have an adaptation for it.
Yeah.
I think we're very lucky.
It is a well that they throw it into. Yeah.
I think it was
and then a lake. Yeah, it is both. I'm reading the summary. Yeah, it is both.
And I also like, again, even though some people like weren't necessarily happy with the turn Osgood Perkins took with it, I will say I think it was genuinely a great movie too.
Yeah.
And I think that I love what he did, and I'm glad that it was him that did what he did, because I feel like this easily could have been a very shitty 4.5 rated on IMDb horror movie with just shitty director. Like, so I'm glad that we got something that was actually really awesome and
it was very original too. Like taking and giving it a little bit of a twist.
Yeah,
because some of those deaths in that were just so over the fucking
top. I mean,
man.
The fact that I saw a baby carrier on fire just made my fucking
stroller.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you call it.
It's a stroller. Yeah,
where the fuck you put babies in, I don't care. Just seeing one of those cruising across the street on fire, I was just like, my life is complete.
Wasn't there a woman pushing it too who wasn't on fire
earlier?
Yeah,
before you see the lady pushing it, and then like a few minutes later you see like the bus is all like fucking massacred, and then that little stroller comes cruising in on fire. So I love the spirit of it. Yeah, good stuff. Love the monkey. It is one of my favorites, and I mean it's just iconic too. I would say that in the realm, even though like it didn't particularly make it to screen until very recently, I do know that the cover of like the symbol monkey on the cover of Skeleton Crew, I would argue might be one of the more iconic King things of all time. I would say the most iconic thing of Kings that never made it to screen, because like up until last year that was true, right? Like, and I would say that people knew, like, and I think that I mean those toys to some people are scary anyway. I don't know why. It's an innocent toy, but
an innocent toy responsible for the death of dozens.
No, I'm just saying that the real toy itself. is innocent. Some people
I don't know about that.
some
Look at
people
that
find them
fucking
scary.
monkey.
I mean,
I'm gonna post that. That's just evil.
that's good stuff. He's just happy up there, just watching over us at all times. All right, so what do we got next here? We got your number.
My only one that's left is number 2.
So yeah, it's your number. Or I guess it's
John. Your number 4, then John's number 3, then my number 2, then your number 1. Which I'm assuming my number 2 and your number 1 are the same.
Okay, so we got let's
Your
go.
my
number 4 is the Jaunt.
Oh my God, it's not number 1.
And let's see. So what have I missed for John? So John, we did Children of the Corn, then he got the monk. Oh, he had the monkey at number 4.
Yeah.
Or number. Yes.
Yeah, you did
number
Chattery
4.
Teeth at 6, Children of the Corn at number 5, the monkeys at number 4, and now he has the Jaunt at number 3, which is your number 4 and my number 2.
Yeah, because it's triggering them all. Yeah. So so for me the Jaunt is number 4. It's your number 2.
I can't believe it's that low for you with how much you've talked about it.
I mean, it is fucking great, man. And like again, I love those world building things. And again,
Yeah.
we're talking about a top 10 here. Everything here is top 10. So we're not talking like I'm disrespecting things here. They're making the list. So and what do we have? There was like 80 something short stories or some crazy number like that. So
a lot.
Yeah, we are definitely coming to the cream of the crop here. But yeah,
I'm honestly shocked this is your number 1. That's as soon as I saw that like your number 1 wasn't like 1408 or the Raft or something like that, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be the Jaunt for Tad. So I have no idea what Tad's number 1 is gonna be at this point. I have no clue.
I like that. But yeah, so with this one,
this is one of those sci-fi horrors that like this takes it beyond like the creature is trying to kill him, or it's a psychotic killer trying to kill you, or it's your mother's gone insane and she's trying to kill you, and it's just like this is another level of horror.
This is almost like almost cosmic horror.
It's very close to cosmic horror. It's very, very close to that in the aspect of like the madness and everything like that, and how easy it is to do it when you know that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Because there's that fucking voice in your head when you're standing on a bridge that goes, just jump.
The intrusive thought.
The intrusive thought is just there. Jump, Peter. See what happens. Can you survive?
Do it.
Just take your car and just whoop, into the ditch, you know? Yeah. What happens, you know?
Yeah.
That intrusive thought when I'm standing behind Tad in Vegas and there's a semi-truck coming. Just push him. Just rid the world of his evil, you know? Like
your life would be boring without me, sir.
I doubt that. My life would be so peaceful.
Rip Chewy, sir. Rip Chewy.
Would be so peaceful without you.
But yeah, like so the premise is it's like in the far-flung future.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Skeleton Crew 1985. Father passes the time before his family undergoes a routine teleportation by recounting the history of the Jaunt. Let's see, including the horrifying discovery that while the physical journey is instantaneous, consciousness experiences it as an eternity. The ending lands like a trapdoor is kind of what the synopsis says there. So this is like an internet thing that was synopsizing it. So essentially, like, and so the whole thing is you've got to be under, like you got to be asleep. They got to like put you like almost in like not stasis, but like
almost a comatose state.
Yeah, pretty much a comatose state. And yeah, we get a sense that right before the story ends that our main character or the child has rigged it to stay awake and go through an eternity. And they like the father recounts the fact that like people have, it's absolutely destroys people, right?
Yeah.
Like they set the king sets the stakes perfectly to where like
someone's gonna do it.
You know that it's not gonna be fucking good. So I need this as an adaptation, dude. How the fuck have we not had this? Like I don't get it, man. I don't, because this isn't even something that's gonna be like a multi $300 million fucking budget. Like this is sci-fi, but it's one that you could do very on a budget.
The same tube that they're in leaving Earth will be the same tube that they're arriving in on Mars, and then that's basically where your scenes are taking place.
Yeah.
Is the farmhouse where he's writing his thing, and then the history of the Jaunt, and then them going to the transportation hub and going to Mars.
Maybe it is because like there is not a lot to see. because like a lot of it is storytelling. So how do you do it in a visual manner for film?
He starts writing the story, and then you're playing it out. You have the scientists there. You have the
like the history, the people have done
man, and everything. Those are people that are actors that portray those parts, and you see that, and you see what happens. So the first time you see someone do the jaunt that's not asleep and not comatose is that guy, and he goes insane and talks about the endless and the sheer time that he was out there and everything during the jaunt.
Yeah.
And you do all that, and that's your movie. And then at the end of it, the son deliberately stays awake and is driven mad and claws his own eyes out.
Yeah.
And that's where you get people. They're like, why is this rated R? Did they just say fuck 3 times? Or did someone have sex? I don't why is this rated? Nope, the son just gouges his own eyes out.
Yeah. That's always fun.
Gouging of eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Is that a ID gloving? Is that what it's called?
have to text that one to old Hayden.
Is that what it's called when you rip someone's eyes out, or is that more the Mountain did to what's his name in
well, that was a head crushing.
Oberyn Martell. Yeah, you just crushed the head. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I wish I could take my eye out right now because my freaking allergies are killing me.
Dude,
I am,
it is windy as hell outside,
yeah,
and my wife was the same way. She's like, "Oh God, I am dying today."
Yeah, it's been a bad day here in Utah, that's for sure. So, and I have bad allergies as it is.
You
so
do.
Yeah, it's killing me today.
Man, what is your number one?
So we're is that all we got left? Is my number one?
Your number one?
And then John's number 2 and number 1, I guess.
So yeah,
right?
go ahead and reveal his 2.
So
no, number 1 for him is Survivor Type.
Oh yeah. So
his number 2.
His number 2 is Quitters Inc., which was mentioned earlier in the chat from Night Shift 1978. And honestly, I'm actually surprised you didn't remember because I've talked about this one a lot. My number 1 is, if I can find the damn pedal, The Road Virus Heads North.
Oh,
I
forgot how much you love this one.
I love this story so much, man. It is just the ultimate dread. It is the ultimate build, and like
it's the Terminator. You can't stop it. It's always coming. It's the alien. You can't stop it. If you hurt it, alien blood melts the. But it's that aspect.
But
right?
it's like that. But then it's almost like it's the painting from Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Because like and so it's just this, and it's like if you do the painting right, and just like as you're that character for this 90-minute movie, like you set up whatever backstory you need to, and then as you go and like you hit some scenic things where the audience is going to lock on and understand.
So that's the bridge he crossed.
Yeah. So then when you start,
that's the gas station he stopped at. And and I think that's one thing that you would do is like have him stop for the yard sale, because then the road virus gets there and kills everyone there.
Yeah.
And then you'll have him stop at the diner for dinner and have something happen. Have someone have like a heart attack or something where it's memorable, like that's the diner that he was at.
You got to make it.
Spent time there.
You got to make it a very distinct diner.
Yes.
Like it's got to be like a 50s themed.
Yes, something that's very, very memorable and everything.
Maybe like he gives the homeless guy like some money, and then you see the homeless guy dead behind the
waitress,
the virus, and
the
stuff.
cook, and everything like that. What if like the cook has to bounce someone who's being disruptive? Like the homeless guy's being disruptive. Like he gives the homeless guy money.
Yeah.
He goes into eating. The homeless guy comes in. He's like, "I told you not to come in here." Like has like a bat.
Yeah.
And like kicks the homeless guy out, and the guy's like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
yeah,
my bad. I didn't know he wasn't allowed in here. Like, hopefully they don't, like kick me out and everything.
Yeah.
And then the waitress flirts with him a little bit and everything, and then he gets home, and you have that, and then you have him stop at the store for milk at a little like cigarettes,
like a bodega type,
like a little
thing,
bodega, like a 7-Eleven or something like that, right? Like gets gas and does that, and then you see that as well, just like the guy. No, please, no. He's just behind the counter. Like you shoot him and the coffee pot explodes and everything like that. Like,
yeah. So I just love this. I've adored this since I read it, and like
I forgot how much you love this one.
Yeah, and I figured when you didn't lock on to it, I'm like, okay, cool, because he's forgotten. Because I'm like, once I say it, he'll remember. I
do.
Well, we don't have a ton of time left, but I will say, the weighted rankings.
Yeah.
What I normally do with these lists between you, me, and John. Survivor Type's number 1.
Yep.
With 24 points. Actually tied. Survivor Type and the Jaunt both have 24 points.
Okay.
So the Monkey has 21. Autopsy Room number 4, 16. Did this not sort it right? So I'm sorry. The Raft is number 4 with 17. Autopsy Room number 4 has got 16 points. That'd be number 5. So that's the top 5. And then, again, the fact that we haven't read Night Shift is part of this. But then the weighted top 5, Skeleton Crew has 88 points, Everything's Eventual 42, Night Shift 16, Just After Sunset 12, and Nightmares and Dreamscape 7. So that's how it ranks. But of course, big asterisk, neither of you or I've read. Probably the most iconic of King's collections, because that is the most adapted. There's more adaptations out of that than any other thing, and it's not even close. So, that is the list, and that was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Before we close out, I do want to bring up something that we talked about on the Hangout yesterday, and we wanted to throw it out there to see.
Oh, you know what? We should have said it at the very top. I had it in my notes, but I missed you. We are also delaying next episode a week.
Yes.
So we're actually going to be, after today, we won't be back till the 27th. I hate that I forgot to say that until now. So yeah, because some people get, check out toward the end, which I understand. So, for those that are still here, I apologize. I didn't say it at the very top of the show. I have it at the very top of my fucking notes, but I missed the goddamn notes. So, so we're delaying it's pretty standard this summer that we always have
family
stuff
reunion
happening
for me.
So the next episode, there'll be 3 weeks between this and the next episode. And then what were you saying?
The one thing we wanted to bring up is Tad had a really good idea for we think it might be a show. We were considering just doing it as a hangout, but I think proper show for us it should be. It's top 10 moments or scenes from The Stand for Tad, but I do top 10 for It. Tad's favorite non-Dark Tower book is The Stand. My favorite non-Dark Tower book is It, and I think that we should do this. I think it needs to wait till after we finish rereading It for me. So I think that sometime later this year we're going to do a show where maybe
in the fall or something.
Where we don't have a ton of news and stuff like that. Give me a little heads up so I can put my maybe I'll just put my top 10 list together and just have it ready. But that was a fun idea that Tad had. I wanted to throw it out there because I think it should be a regular show. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, regular show here on a Palaver day and on a round table. So look forward to that. Tad's top 10 scenes from The Stand and my top 10 scenes from It.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We've never done 2 different lists. I mean, our lists are varied even when we're doing the same thing, but we've never done 2 that are disconnected. It's just like, let's just celebrate our 2 favorite non-Dark Tower things. So, so let's go ahead and hit the outro stuff. If you want to subscribe to us, you can do that on any podcasting service of your choice. You can stream us on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Audible. Join us for the live streams here at youtube.com/darktowerpalaver. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, in remembrance of Irmont, of course. And then show notes are at darktowerpalaver.com. There's no show notes for this, but it is the hub for all things Dark Tower Palaver. You can find all of our links over there. You can also support the show at patreon.com/darktowerpalaver. And if you want to contact us, shoot your stuff over in the direction that Peter will tell you.
The best way to reach us is show@darktowerpalaver.com. And yes, Baraki.
Yeah.
You absolutely can email us a top 10 for either or both of those. Top 10 scenes from The Stand.
We might not be able to do slides for if somebody does both their lists unless we have a minimum amount of people. I think
we'll just read
them, yeah.
After we do our list, we'll just read theirs.
Or we can read them along with ours. It just might not be on screen, depending on, because it gets tough sometimes
having that many people's top 10.
Yeah.
But and absolutely send in your emails. Again, show@darktowerpalaver.com. You can find us on all our social medias. We got Threads and Instagram. It's Dark Tower Palaver, all one word, no spaces. Blue Sky is at darktowerpalaver.bsky.social. At Dark Tower Pod, that's at Dark Tower POD for Twitter. And then facebook.com/darktowerpalaver for that. And then our merchandise, tpublic.com/user/darktowerpalaver. Yeah, you don't have to do both. Do one or the other. Do both. Whichever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But one of us will judge you depending on which one you pick, though.
Oh. Tad will. I won't.
Well, I don't know. If they pick The Stand, you'll judge them.
No.
I know you will.
It's fine.
I know you will.
The Stand's amazing. I love it.
It's not our life for flag. That's all I'm saying. Our life for flag.
No. Don't include me, you son of a bitch.
All right. And we'll sign off as we always do by saying long days and pleasant nights.
Long days and pleasant nights, folks.
Boy.
All right. You guys in the chat, thank you guys. I love it. Brocky gives a heart flag with a snake there. R.I.P. Irmont. All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.